up? Welcome one and all to this episode of Midnight Ranting. The New World Order? James, you have your 5G chips ready?
It's in the phone, Amy.
Oh my God. They've been following us this whole time.
It's Satan.
Satan. Where tonight, yes, we are watching a video called The New World Order by Hagee Ministries.
Hagee.
Now what I said? Along with some skeptic commentary on top. Hagee. Exactly.
Hagee.
So won't you join James W. and myself, Eamon Newman, for some conspiracy theory fun, Jesus style? I do want to thank everyone out there for joining us on the interwebs.
She does.
Please don't forget to like, follow, or subscribe, because then you'll gain access to that bell icon, which when sent to all, will gain you access for reminders to see our premieres or join our live streams. Hi, Intertubes.
Hey, guys.
We are a skeptic channel. It's true. Including the two schmucks that you see hosting. However, at the end of the video, we will be opening up the floodgates, or rather the open mic, so anyone can tell us what's on their mind about the topic. We'll also give everyone the chance to have their own opening and closing statement. Atheist or theist, liberal or conservative, come as you are, just not on the sheets. I have to do laundry. This is...
Tomorrow.
Make my life hard.
Yeah.
That's right. Not today, Satan.
Struggle is real. Tomorrow? Yeah. Laundry tomorrow.
But yes, this housekeeping is sponsored by our Patreons over at patreon.com/Amy Newman, which helps us make even more awesome content, including Patreons lovely and amazing like us from the Atheist Roundtable. And generally speaking, hashtag TangangYo at youtube.com/The Atheist Roundtable. And we, as in the Tang Gang, will be hosting a secular ally LGBTQ call-in show tomorrow on the Atheist Roundtable. I hope you guys will all be there. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to specifically the call-in show, because there's been, I know, politics, a lot of bills, which I'm sure will be brought up. But I want people, because always lots of nonsense, but I want people's calls, just like here call, where we want different views. Or those that agree with us, because we love them too. But yes, sending love to us.
Thank you, Oz.
And the entire Tang Gang. And Ian Davenport.
Thanks, Ian.
I saw Ian out there in chat sending much love. And, reminds us that the heart just looks naturally occurring. It doesn't look as much as we love the heart. It actually looks quite different from a watch. In fact, if you found someone's heart on the beach, I feel like you would have a very different reaction than if you found someone's watch.
Yeah.
One of these, generally.
Thanks, Ian. Oh, my.
Actually occurring.
And thank you, C Science. He is blowing up our side chat with...
C Science. Sending love. Does he have any? Amy, Jim, who's that? Why are you calling me a liar? I'm not calling you a liar. We're calling you fabulous. In fact, I will say it's often said that, are theists just lying to us? Were there just 500 people lying when they saw Jesus? Do you think the apostles were lying when they went to their deathbed? No. You're missing the other option here, or I'm sure there are many others because it's not a true dichotomy, but the option of being wrong. We all do it every once in a while, probably myself every day. We're all wrong. And you know what being wrong feels like? Exactly the same thing as being right. We don't know it until afterwards.
Beamsy called him out as a liar. They're having a discussion back and forth.
Oh, it's getting
How about
spicy.
Beamsy is Beamsy gets a little...
Gotcha. Sending love to Beamsy. I found a way to promote his channel without saying it. You can find him at youtube.com/Untoven. And I'll let whatever word you think that is be like
Beamsy.
A puzzle. Everyone likes puzzles. It's like the Riddler. But yes, sending love to a grumpy old cuss who reminds us that we have to hold our breath every time we hear creationist claims, or else we're going to go, are you kidding me? You believe that the world is 6,000 years old? Oh, no, really? That makes a lot of sense. I don't understand how planets, stars, they're always just like, well, humans came out of clay. So we got that on the board.
Hey, big screen bird.
Vegetarian bird? What is up?
I saw C Science. He was chilling on Standing for Truth tonight. Some hard-hitting evidence about the geologic column. Because, Amy, of course it was a worldwide flood that did it all, right?
Oh, that is
of course.
Honestly, when we look at the fossil record, it just looks like bloosh, all of the exact same. Everything just happened at once.
It was a worldwide
really no
flood,
order at all.
It's obvious. All those geologists, they don't know what they're talking about.
Wait a second.
They need to listen to the creationist geologists, and then they'll set them straight.
There are people called geologists? Wait a second.
Who study rocks, yeah, for a living.
You're saying there may actually be different strata, and it's not just like a all at once?
That's what they're saying, yeah. That's what they're saying.
Wow.
Hey, Brain Bug.
What is up? At youtube.com, Brainbug. What is up, Brainbug? Sending love, and I just want to send love to basically all of the non-believers out there, because we don't schism. Though I'm sure there are, hasn't been a holy war in a while, but I'm sure it's creeping up. Any
day now.
Exactly. Sending love to a grumpy old cuss. And sending love to Diana Smith. Because as we read a lot of these holy texts, oh boy, do they like to treat women like second-class citizens. So it's just a great reminder that, some of us are equal, and then others are more equal than others. Thank you, Diana Smith. Though in the secular community, we don't have to do that.
Generally not.
Along with Pat Lowinger, the one, the only. He blushes when we say it because he is our resident archaeologist of the house. Actually, I think James Wolfe is also an archaeologist too. So send him love out them. We love all of our archaeologists. But we love Pat Lowinger, who's done so many fantastic episodes of Talk Skeptic to me, and is already, I have to send him lovely. We were already in pre-production for the next episode of Talk Skeptic to me, as well as go check out episodes like How Sacredness Came to Be, which is kind of like Bath Fitter. The old religion just kind of moves in and puts their gloss of paint over it, which is almost something I feel like this guy in this video that we're going to watch tonight takes pot shots at that. Like, Easter eggs at Easter. It's like, yeah, we've been telling you guys it's a pagan holiday. That doesn't make like the Jesus resurrection thing any more sane, but thanks.
It's a conspiracy from Satan to corrupt Christianity. Yeah.
Exactly. Even though Satan seems to have a much lower kill count than Yahweh. But who's counting? We are.
But God's kills are good. Satan's kills are bad. When God does it, it's good. When Satan does it, it's bad.
When God has it, those people had it coming. He's
a perfect judge.
Coming.
He is the perfect judge. Completely just, perfectly moral, perfectly merciful, perfectly righteous. Yeah.
Exactly. He could never get anything wrong.
He would never get it wrong. They obviously had it coming.
You know, slavery and genocide and rape and murder. But
he's working with fallible people, so he's got to. He had to set that up.
Exactly.
Because people were going to do it anyway, and they would have done it worse. So.
Oh, James, we're only playing 3D chess. God is playing 4D chess. It only looks horrible to us.
It might be like 7D chess if you really think about it. Yeah.
Oh, well, then how could we even
Can't even comprehend it. It looks like gibberish to us. But yeah, but way more feeble-minded compared to God.
Exactly. Once we get to his level, get on my level, we'll understand. Right now, it just looks, once again, horrific. But besides that, it's the good book.
Angle, yeah.
It's the good book. So. But thank you so much, Pat and Biddy Buddha, because they run a fantastic channel at youtube.com/Biddy Buddha _.
They're blowing up over there.
Because they are fabulous.
They are.
Go learn some shit. Boom, boom,
learn some shit.
Sending so much love to the both of them, and sending love to the lovely and fantastic. Well, Dale Pastel's just looking for a little bit of evidence. We're all just looking for a little bit of empirical evidence. Funny enough, we don't find any. And I'll tell you, folks, if you're looking for any empirical evidence tonight from the opposing view, not sure you're going to find any.
He's a great speaker, though. He's been that pastor there for like 30 years, but he really has command of his church. He really, that audience, they hang on every word this guy says. They really do.
Well, many priests and pastors, imams and rabbis are great orators.
Yeah.
They are great with their mouths. And so they should be able to capture an audience. The problem that I have is they have a wonderful cafeteria that they seem to set up. They play the hits. Let's play the Sermon on the Mount and apparently frighten people with hell. But do we really need to bring up the genociding of the nations around us?
All right, time to send the collection plates around.
Oh, that's right. 10% always helps.
Pat is down with the New World Order. He can't get it. He wants 2 scoops of New World Order.
2 scoops? It's an updated patch from the Old World Order. ICC Science is saying bye. I will say we're sending love to any theist that sticks around for any amount of time with us. We love, especially any theist that calls themselves a skeptic or is on Team Science. But we love our young Earth creationists, our
claims.
I hate to say flat Earth creationists because they're like, don't lump us in with them. We're not that silly. Well,
you kind of are.
A little. Well, we still love you. Come on and talk with us about why you believe so.
6,000 years versus 4.5 billion. Yeah, you're basically a flat.
And it's not even close. Once again, if someone were about to say to you, hey, you have $6,000 in your bank account. Your amount of excitement, hold on to that. Oh, that is, oh my, that I can feel a bill about to be paid, maybe a bunch of bills. But hold on. I'm about to put $4.5 billion in your bank account. Maybe the gravitas of the situation might be a little bit different. You can stick around with whatever you want, but I know which one I'm going with, and science is telling us it's the latter. But thank you, Dale. Woohoo! Sending love. And also Dave Gar, who has, once again, we've been just talking about it, the Quran, the Torah, and in turn, the gospel just seem to point towards a flat earth text, even though she just seems squishy. So squishy.
Hold her. Cuddle her.
That's right. So thick. Sending love, Dave Gar. And we're welcome. Hey, I'm welcome even for Christians to come on and be like, you're wrong. And this is why it's round earth. I've never actually seen it. I would love to see a Christian versus Christian on the well, I guess not the age of the earth, because that sometimes happen. Hopefully we have more old earth creationists. But imagine Kent Hovind versus a flat earther.
He's done flat earth videos on his channel. But
has he? Are you saying Kent Hovind's defended science? There was been a time in his life
for one thing, even the flat earth is too much for Kent Hovind. Even he has to defend reality at that point.
After a few seasons of being a villain, I feel like the only way to develop characters, sometimes you have to defend good. So, speaking of which,
Darth Vader had to turn good at the end, right? He couldn't be bad the whole time.
It's true. I always like the hypothesis that there was Darth Jar Jar Binks. That secretly he was a mastermind behind the entire plan, and that it wasn't until very. I think that would have been like the fantastic troll of the era. Just such a backlash to a character, and then all of a sudden they make him just so cool. That would have been funny. If that ever were true, George, I'm on your side, baby. I also understand, just with my background, what it's like that you want to go back. I mean, they teach us to do like just naming convention, like version A 01, version A 02, version A 03, version B 01. That he just wants to. It's like, but new special effects. It's come out. But yeah, it ruins it for the fans. But I understand both sides to that coin. So sending love, George, and please, Darth Jar Binks, make it real. What were we talking about? Sending love. And hey, I love sci-fi and fantasy just because once you make the hero's journey, once you make mythic structure metaphorical, it becomes so much fun. And you don't even have to drown everybody.
No. Oh. No.
Or you can at least understand why that was even a story. Because if it's metaphorical, then you can gloss over so much of it. But if it's literal, it is Saw 3.
It was meant to be
literal. So sending love, Dave Gar, and sending love to Scott Duke, who reminds us that animals were not poofed into existence so that we could eat them or use them. And I'm, like I said, keep on being an omnivore. It's the circle of life, okay? Life and death. My point is, if you think that they were poofed into existence and you lord over them like king and queen, I feel like that's more of a you problem than anyone else. But thank you, Scott Duke, and Answers in Atheism, who he hangs out on, and we just love because, wow, look at all these people that we don't have to have a holy war. Once again, what a theme.
Go figure, huh?
Sending love also to Regis, who we have a fantastic skeptic Bible study. And, well, I don't know. It just seems that the Bible wants to get a little bit thespian when they meet an interfaith couple. They're like, thou shalt stab them with a spear. really specific, but you go, Bibble. James W. I haven't seen Nathan Thompson on MDD recently.
I think the last couple times he's been on has been complete.
He may be a liability. I love all of the, let's just say, extra energy or just extra people that come on there. And I'm just sending love to James of Modern Day Debate, who is just fantastic. And, Flat Earthers is just a weird debate. I almost, it's weird to promote because you never want to promote the idea in some ways, in my view, at least on our Skeptic channel here with James, this James and myself. Yet sometimes the best antidote or the best way disinfectant is sunlight. So it's hard. You have to weigh both those options because, it rolls under conspiracy theory, which is kind of what I view what we're talking about tonight. And as much as they hate it, just religion in general.
Nathan's guest got a little unhinged, so I think he's,
Well, it's a hard line to straddle because the more personality, let's just say, a person has, the more fun the debate is. But that can also become a double-edged sword when it dominates
dumpster fires
and becomes overwhelming. Exactly. You want to have clean sound bites. That's really the only thing that I care about. And
Google it, bro. Google it, bro.
Sending love also to the fabulous, lovely, and just sending love to Rachel Holland.
Thank you, Rachel.
Who reminds us that these good books would never support and consent to people who did not consent to owning them as property. Both books. The whole, what I call the Desert Trilogy. Doesn't matter which one. The Torah has their system. Jesus puts a stamp on it, and the Quran retcons or has its own version. Yep. And none of them are good. There's no good slavery. We used to make a joke on there, but then I saw comments that used to be because that's their PR. It is the good slavery.
Right. We're not saying it's good slavery.
Exactly, but that is basically the apologetic. It's a works program. Oh, it was great.
Poverty program.
Poverty program. Exactly. Yeah. You can't ever get out of the poverty, but oh, what a program.
At least you've got a job forever.
At least you got a job. Exactly. You have a roof over your head if they give you a roof, because I
guess
that's really not. It's always just people putting their morality. Like, well, I would give them a roof. Like, well, first of all, please, hopefully you wouldn't own people against their will. But even in the scenario where you are, fantastic. You're decent enough to, I don't know,
to get on with it.
Yeah. But yes, we have people that still, to this day, come on and defend it. So
they do.
And then get mad at us when we bring it up and quote it. So send it up.
That too.
Oh, I see. Pat is like,
that's like, get on with it.
New world order. No, I think he's chanting what we all chant in our circles as right before we throw a baby into a volcano.
Oh.
Also, Brainbug says he has crabs today, or he got crabs today. Both of those statements I am open to. And now I'm just imagining.
That was the second time he got crabs.
Well, and hey, I had to quit. It's terrible. But I had to basically quit a deli job because I loved working in deli. Fantastic department. But they moved me over to seafood. And I could not do it. I could not kill a lobster because I was like, this shit. Which means I'd probably be a terrible hunter. I'm a bit of a hypocrite because I'll eat the food that I kill.
You will eat it.
Not in front of me. But hey, what can I tell you?
It is what it
is. Last but not least, Sending love to Senator Cato, reminding us of the separation of church and state, because it is important to us. I think it's one of the main driving missions of us here on the podcast. I hear it a lot on ACA programming and a lot of non-believers, the Freedom from Religion Foundation, because it's important that we actually have a secular society, no matter if you're an atheist or a theist, because chances are it's not going to be your schism. And if we were playing a drinking game, let's not have a holy war over it. Let's just be neutral, and then you can have your religious views. Be you, and we can just, be us.
And laugh at you. Laugh at your religious beliefs.
As Talk Heathen would say, we don't hate you, we just think you're wrong. But yes, I want to thank all of our Patreons, you guys who enable us to make this awesome content, along with our mods, the people in chat, and of course, viewers like you. And before we finish that wrap up, I just want to we seem to be in the pre-production, months away, but in the summer of the 15-foot Kent Hovind going up the one and only on her knees, myself. Holy moly.
Coming up, yes.
Coming up. And I honestly just can't thank Standing for Truth once again for hosting the debate, and James, who you can also, our own James W. right here while I'm queer, you can see him on Standing for Truth's channel versus Kent Hovind, and on here. I think we've uploaded it. Not only have I uploaded it, I've put up some lovely chapters in there and the open mic that was after. So go check that out.
Round 2 coming up.
Round 2 coming up. That's right.
In May.
The gloves back on. And all right.
I'll soften them up for you, Amy. Then
you can
come in and you can just clean up the mess.
All right. I think that's fair. Maybe if you could just tenderize him a little bit.
I'll tenderize
maybe just make him a little bit less than 15 feet.
Not much less, but
not much less.
I want you to get the full 15 feet. I feel I owe it to you.
Oh boy. And all right, before thank you, Gizmo. Before I get too turned on, and before we hear the opposing view, oh my, the New World Order. Do they offer better cable than Comcast or Charter? If so, sign me up, because the New World seems to be a lot like the old one. Really, what this narrative proposes is a massive conspiracy theory. And although they hate the C word, much like cult, conspiracy theorists, like those who believe in the NWO, propose a secret, authoritarian world government is running the entire planet. Oh, shit.
For Satan.
And how far the rabbit hole goes depends on the believer. Some claim it's a cabal of globalist elites, which is oftentimes a dog whistle for attacking those with the Jewish faith. Though it doesn't take long to find those who believe in reptilian, and or alien overlords. Fear is the main driver here. Fear of change. Fear of the unknown. Fear of us growing as a civilization. And a lot of the times it stems from a severe lack of good information. With its replacement, oftentimes being religion. Like Christianity, which eagerly picks up the tinfoil flag. Apocalyptic overtones are present in many New World Order scenarios, with the Antichrist, Satan, or both. Why not both? Apparently helping to make support or help people support the rights for women, minorities, or the LGBTQ. Or, become a decent person. Which I assume leads to the end of the world. So, the New World Order? Well, like I said, I hope it's better than the Old World Order, but what are you gonna do? It appears that we don't live on anything like a heaven or a hell. Instead, humans are gonna have to work hard. That's what she said. And together, so that we can get what we need as individuals and develop as a society at large. And the greatest thing of all, no space lasers needed. Thank you. And all right, are you ready to get your Illuminati on, James?
Yeah, let's just get right into the video. I don't want to lather on. I'm sure we'll give lots of fun commentary, but yeah.
Oh, and this really is a good one, I do have to say.
I picked the doozy, huh?
You indeed picked a doozy. And
yeah,
all right.
People have, I don't think we've had Pastor Hagee in your hot seat before, but he's been a TBN pastor for a long time. I remember growing up in the 90s and listening to this guy at home on TBN. Fun times. Saying the same shit back then that he's saying today. It's the same shit he's been saying for 20, 30 years. Yeah, same shit.
And you're right. This is the first time I think he has been in my hot seat. I think we are excited. In fact, we are about to start the ranting because tonight we are watching a video called The New World Order by Hagee Ministries, along with our skeptic commentary on top. But during the show, don't forget to tag James W. and myself at Amy Newman in chat. This helps us post your comments, questions, and one-liners up on the screen. But with that, won't you join us for some conspiracy theory fun? Jesus style. Oh my. I always appreciate some good nonlinear editing with stock footage.
The New World Order is not a new concept. It's
nope.
objective.
And I'm sorry, I just have to pause it right away because the first time I heard this, I laughed for way longer than I should. Because
they've been talking about it for 30 years.
The New World Order is not an old concept. I mean,
not new.
But exactly how long until it just becomes the World Order or the Old World Order? Like, is it always going to be the New World Order? And there, Jesus, please help me.
From the Genesis until today is to rebel against the authority of God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, because there is no other. Its origins can be traced to the book of Genesis on the place of Shinar, where Nimrod proposed to build the Tower of Babel. Nimrod's name in Hebrew means revolt. He was known as a, quote, murderer of innocent men and a rebel against God. He was Satan's disciple in Genesis. Babel means confusion. The Bible says God.
For those of you who are asking who was Nimrod,
Babel known as the city of Babylon.
This is who they were talking about.
Josephus said of Nimrod, listen,
right
quote, he gradually changed the government into tyranny to turn men from the fear of God and to bring them into constant dependence on his power. End of quote. Does that sound familiar?
Depend on me, Daddy.
That's what's happening right now.
Is it?
Nothing has changed. Just the technique. COVID-19 has politicized
Once again,
control
nothing
to turn
has
Americans
changed.
from God. Some states
But it's new.
Still are controlled by corrupt leftist politicians. They violated the Constitution.
Already, pot shots into politics, current news like COVID. And I can't wait for his part 2 when he's talking about completely different stuff.
I remember he lost points. He lost credibility among the conspiracy left when he had to come out and say that Barack Obama was not the Antichrist because they.
Oh my.
Yeah, because a lot of people were saying that he was, and Johnny Geese said no, he's not the Antichrist.
He had to say something almost sane. I say almost because I'm sure that in his retraction there was something in there. But
never want to name somebody like that because the only thing those predictions have ever done is fail. Every single person who's ever been labeled an Antichrist, they come, they go. Nothing ever happens.
I just find the entire notion of an Antichrist funny. Like just an Antichrist or a Satan or them working in tangent.
Yeah.
It's just so funny how many people can F up God's plans.
I mean, Prince Charles was labeled an Antichrist.
You can't leave your house for
Barack Obama, the Bushes.
Hopefully us one day.
Go to work. You don't get paid. What politicians don't stop to think is...
Once again, this is he almost makes a point here. He's talking about during COVID, oh my, people had to stay home. Yes, because we were actually doing the right thing and following science that had to take a dent. And hopefully we took political measures around that. But once again, he is almost taking something good and turning it into something horrific. Thank you, religion.
Their salary goes on. It makes no difference what they do. Your salary is cut off if you don't go to work.
Once again, and the funny thing is, once again, not to take a side on rightist or leftist politics, but the fact that he's going to make points like this, and then he's going to, spoiler alert, rant about socialism and something, means that he may not understand his own talking points.
While asking you for money. That's the thing.
While asking you for
he's got his address,
exempt money.
He's got his address up there. He doesn't want you to mail him. He wants you to mail him cash. He's not looking for your vacation pictures or, the old AOL.
He's not asking for hopes and prayers.
He's not asking for your old AOL CD from 1998. Yeah. He wants the cash.
He wants that cold, hard cash.
Nimrod's compulsion for absolute control set the foundation for the New World Order. Nimrod intended to become the dictator of both the government and the counterfeit religion that he and his wife put together. Consider Nimrod's counterfeit religion, and this is in Genesis 11. Nimrod married a woman named Semiramis. He declared himself to be the king of Babylon and his mystical bride as its first queen and high priestess of idolatry. Here at
high priestess of idolatry
is introduced as the first organized idolatrous religious system in the history of the world, and it survives until today. Semiramis knew enough about the revelation of God to know that God had promised that the seed of the woman would bring blessings to the world in Genesis 3:15. She had a son. She named that son Tammuz. Semiramis claimed that her son was divine and the divine fulfillment of Genesis 3:15.
And he's just, and what a lot of this will be
you got
is
all
preaching.
That together? Here we go.
Making
herself and her son the objects of worship.
The tying of religion and this conspiracy theory, this theory that proposes conspiracies, if you don't want to use those dual words.
He's trying to anchor it back in Genesis, but yeah.
The symbol of this false religious system was called the mother-child cult, with a mother holding the child in her arms. This cult spread to Phoenicia, and then to Pergamos, and then into Asia Minor. And we find it in Revelation 2:12-13, where the Bible says, quote, Pergamos is the place of Satan's throne. Pergamos is the place of Satan's throne.
Could you do
Satan
tomorrow?
lives there.
Oh, okay.
Because the mother-child cult was there. From Pergamos, it went to Rome. I want you to hear this, church. We are on this earth, according to this book, to be salt and light. Salt stops corruption, which means it irritates. Light destroys darkness. Satan
He's saying, you heard that, folks, either tears or your nearest salty caramel. Cures evil.
Socialism is darkness. That we are the source of truth to
right
a
on
nation that's now stumbling in deception because of our national leadership. We are the source of hope. There are people who are giving up hope on themselves and hope on this country. We are built on the solid rock, Jesus Christ, who is hope to the hopeless. We are the source of confidence.
Praise Jesus.
This book,
who Oz would say,
hashtag,
as James would say,
are the source of confidence. God is with us. I've been asked 1,000 times.
Everyone loves lists.
We're going to press on because God is with us and everything is going to be all right.
Where is he?
Oh, raw men. You're going to be all right. Even though you're saying that a new world order is controlling us and that, hinting and spoiler alert incoming, the apocalypse is going to happen. But it's great. Give me money.
God is in control. Yeah.
Exactly. Jesus has the wheel, James. Did you know?
I guess it gave it to him.
Submitted to God Almighty and to his son, Jesus Christ. End of story. Whatever someone cooks up, it does not affect us. We are in another government with another king.
A rabbi comes up into an inn, throws a bunch of nails on the table, looks at the innkeeper and says, "Can you hang me up for the night?" An oldie but a goodie, ladies and gentlemen. Older than I'm sure me.
Another constitution, and we'll stand on this.
Oh, definitely.
Sending love, Beamsy.
You're in another government.
Another government, exactly. Yeah. Also, I love that a new world order would basically either world peace has been achieved, like what the flat earth, or like all the world is already under control and they're just pretending like there's other governments and sowing deceit for, I don't know, funsy reasons.
For funsies, yeah.
For funsies. It's what you do. If you already beat the game, you might as well just troll the normies, right?
Satan won.
Damn it. Come on, Satan. Best 2 out of 3.
The only approach to God. She adopted the title of the Queen of Heaven. She taught that salvation
He's
came
going to the Catholic Church
by the means of sprinkling of water and ceremonial cleansing. There was a purgatorial cleansing after death. She created temple virgins that are now known as nuns to pray for her son, who was allegedly killed by a wild beast.
Start that.
They were to fast for 40
sexual
days.
Celibate.
That is now called Lent. And at the end of those 40 days, they would celebrate the Feast of Ishtar, which we now call Easter. They gave colored eggs to each other to celebrate eternal life.
I would have to double check this story. I'm always skeptical when I'm hearing this from, let's just say, the other source. But his point, it would just be,
they started bringing in pagan practices into the church, which we get that happened.
Sure, they say not to cut down a tree and to decorate it, right? Well, I would be interested if this guy does have does a Christmas tree and all that, where he cuts it off. Even then, once again, you would only get the golf clap.
Followed us all of these thousands of years. We're still doing it. Listen to me, church. Listen to me, audience across the nation.
We're listening.
We, the body of Christ, celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ at Easter and nothing else.
Don't take the Christ out of Christmas, or in this case, Easter.
We celebrate his victory over death, hell, and the grave. Because he lives, we shall live also. He and he alone.
Don't get that logic. Because he survived after death, we totally also get the plane tickets. Why? Where does that logic follow?
He said so.
I would love to see a syllogistic argument for that at all, because I do not think you could make the premise fit the conclusion.
Is the resurrection and the life. Give him praise and glory in the house of God.
I love these close-ups in the audience. Is there somebody going out there with a camera?
The king of Israel married Jezebel. He married a foreigner who had been raised in the mother-child cult. Jezebel immediately started putting the prophets of God into prison. They actually put them in caves, but they were prisons.
Okay, prison. Why? Thought he said
because
prisons.
A socialist
first.
Dictatorship cannot stand Bible preaching ministry.
I don't think it was socialism, John.
There are Christian socialists.
The people who received the Ten Commandments, the mother-child cult, and God sent severe judgment on Israel. When God called Abraham out of Ur, he called him out of a home that was devoted to the worship of the mother-child cult. Abraham's father kept his idols till the day he died. Joshua 24:2. God commanded Abraham to leave his father's house. In Genesis 12. Why? Because there must be separation between light and darkness.
Evil. Or so I've been told.
What you are willing to walk away from
at a dinner party
will determine what God can bring you to. You must walk away from darkness before you can embrace the light. Man. 2 Corinthians 6:14.
Someone even say I'm a new woman.
St. Paul. What fellowship has righteousness with lawlessness?
Very low.
What communion has light with darkness? Listen. Come out from among them, saith the Lord, and be separate from the world. That's God's command to the church. We're not trying to be like the world. We are the light of the world. Turn on the light.
We are not trying to be of the world. We're trying to be the light of the world.
Turn on the light.
I mean, there is just so many deepities in all of his statements.
It's all just very cliche and very bombastic. He really hasn't said much of anything in terms of the substance. There's nothing yet, really.
Yeah, he's basically just preaching. In fact, he does get a little bit more New World Order-y.
Yeah,
you would think for the title, he would actually talk about it, but it tends to be towards the halfway mark. He's got to put his Jesus
as of yet, down. No.
James Wolfe says, people seem to become obsessed with the Christianity. You might say they get hung up on the cross. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Sending love to Beamsy and James Wolfe and everyone out there. I see Sinistor coming right up. Keep on sending your comments, questions, and one-liners to us so we can see them and read them on screen. Porpoise says, a priest, a reverend, and a rabbit walk into a bar. The bartender asks the rabbit, what'll it be? The rabbit says, I don't know. I'm only here because of autocorrect. That's right. Oh, hey, we're getting a lot more wisdom than we're getting out of this dude's mouth. I'll tell you that much.
That's true.
Forward to Jeremiah 44. God tells us why he's coming, to send the...
Kinky. Why is he? Did he have permission? Was it hot? We don't cake shame no one. Oh.
Children of Israel into captivity in Babylon. They worship the mother-child cult. The Bible says, thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Could retitle this, dude is triggered by paganism. Okay, cool.
That's not a request. That's a command. In Ezekiel chapter 8, we see the Jewish people in the temple of God who are worshiping idols to the Queen of Heaven. Go home and read that today. God sent Ezekiel
staying
to
alive,
the temple
and only for one life,
peek
because we don't
through
seem to get an
a hole
afterlife.
in the wall to see what the people in the temple were doing, and they were praying to the Queen of Heaven. This is the Babylonian cult of Nimrod and Semiramis. The people continued to worship the mother-child cult, which remains a global and powerful religion that will clash with the Antichrist for global control in the near future. Why? Because they both want the same thing. The Antichrist wants to control the world, and the false religion that's coming is going to want to dominate the world. The Bible clearly teaches in the book of Revelation,
the ocean,
Rome
so
will be utterly demolished and destroyed.
I understand why he would
as the
be scared of
Antichrist
Mr.
destroys
Nimbus.
the mother-child cult and becomes an instant global dictator. There is one mediator.
It's true.
Listen closely.
Search,
there is one
and you will find
between God
glory.
and man. It is not
the glory
hole,
hole, to be specific.
It is not a man. It is the
what?
Lord
I'm sorry,
Jesus
you caught my
Christ,
attention again.
who is King of
it.
Kings and Lord of Lords, who was crucified for you and I.
Baby, come on, it's an applause line.
God has highly exalted him, Jesus, and has given him a name above every name. Say that with me. He has given him a name above every name.
He has given him a name above every name.
Kings, above presidents, above dictators, above anything that looks like religion on the earth. No. His name is above every name. And every tongue shall confess that Jesus Christ is Lord to the glory of God
Jesus
the Father.
Christ is
quote. Give the Lord praise in the house.
Not the Father. Damn it.
Every time the doors of this church are open, we celebrate Jesus who loved us and gave himself for us at the cross. Without the shedding of blood, there is no remission of sin. Jesus who washed us whiter than snow. Jesus who took our poverty at the cross and gave us the wealth of Abraham. Jesus, the great physician who heals our body. Jesus who gives us peace in the midst of the storm.
He doesn't do anything.
Bears our burden.
Once again,
he actually does nothing for anybody.
I know.
He
does
what does
he actually do for anyone? Unless you're in prison.
He makes promises that he'll do all this stuff one day, but he's never given one thing to anybody. It's all based on a promise that you don't know till after you're dead.
And I do have to bring up, this is very important. I didn't want to point out that we may have dated at one point, but yes, this is Mr. Nimbus. He used to talk about his rival Rick all the time, but you know, we all have our thing. But you can see clearly that this pastor also has Mr. Nimbus on his mind as well. he might have gotten invited to one of his sexual get-togethers, as I like to also talk about current events.
When we can't go forward, Jesus who hears us personally when we pray, Jesus who gives us confidence in the storms of life. We sing the song, Jesus, oh how sweet the name, Jesus every day the same, Jesus let all saints proclaim his glorious name forever. Hallelujah to the Lamb of God. Jesus is his name.
Hallelujah.
There is no Queen of Heaven. There is only God the Father and his Son, Jesus Christ. Can I hear an amen?
Amen.
Second appearance of the New World Order, Satan came to Jesus.
Oh my God, he's on topic.
In his earthly ministry.
Quickly.
And Satan came to him and said, if you will fall down and worship me, I will give you the kingdoms of this world. And they were Satan's to give. When he was kicked out, he had authority here. Satan was cast out of heaven and he became the prince of darkness. Listen, prince is someone who has authority in
and also looks great in a purple suit.
His kingdom. Satan had authority until the cross. Now, that's why socialism must control the church. We live under the authority of God Almighty and his word.
Also, once again, I don't care what side of politics you are, but he took pot shots at COVID, not allowing people to make money. By the way, I mean, there are lots of fantastic remote jobs, and hopefully our governments were taking precautions and measures to mitigate that. But once again, he'll never talk about that subject. I'm just bringing it up again as he takes random pot shots into politics.
Out to no one but
as he
Jesus
apparently
Christ, the King
takes
of
away
Kings
from
and
Caesar.
Lord of Lords.
Another thing that he's not supposed to be doing, but you know.
And you shall remember the Lord your God, for it is he who gives you the power to get wealth.
Scripture states that God is the source of all of our resources.
What
few realize is that your personal prosperity is a matter of your choice. You determine the size of your harvest by the seed that you choose to sow.
Kinky.
For any amount, Hagee Ministries.
The more you give, the more you'll get, Amy. Don't you see it?
Get wealth sermon.
And this is basically an investment plan for
the prosperity
for the ministries. Just give us something. Give us something, and we'll make sure you keep on giving. We'll even give you something to get its claws into you.
This is the prosperity gospel, kind of tucked in the middle there.
Telling people if they give more, that God will bless them more
that's what they're saying, Brian. That's what they're saying.
In fact, I wouldn't call this a prosperity gospel. Let's just call it a prosper gospel, right? Oh, man, these people. I think the word that I like to use, it fits so neatly in the mouth, is degenerate. But no, I'm sure they're a bane.
Bane happen.
Bane would actually be something, a boon to society. I'm sure they are.
Power to Prosper booklet for your gift of $150 or more.
Whoa!
That's almost like Pastor Bob level. Yeah.
I mean, holy moly!
You get some DVDs. You get another DVD.
They take a bite and then they sink their teeth in.
You get a cup, a pen, and it looks like a couple pamphlets there.
And let me just
for
say,
$150.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. I was going to say, well, we should probably just go through. We get DVDs. We get, it looks like a pamphlet, a book, a pen, a cup, and a DVD. Again, I assume we probably get the audio version of the book. Fantastic.
Oh, yeah, the audio book.
And once again, I don't want to be, I have Patreons who support me. I believe in a market economy. I don't want to be like a steel man or a straw man. I'm trying to think. I don't want to straw man his position, and I would like to steel man what the opposite would be. Nonetheless, we don't need to take pot shots at other forms of government. We just need to then still have programs in place for the people that get left behind, to use a book reference that they may understand. So we don't really need to go crazy one way or another. As James would say, have to be the quintessential moderate here and just really point out that he should not be mixing religion and politics. Oh, what a horrible mix that it is. And oh, what a horrible, as Norm MacDonald would say, oh, the hypocrisy. Isn't that the worst?
But this is give $150 and he's going to basically sell you this shit that is going to tell you, oh, to get more money, you give even more. It's like sowing your seed.
Man, wow. I was focusing on Prosper. Look at this title.
Yeah. The whole thing is you give them $150 and then they give you this stuff that tells you to give them even more, and then God will bless you.
I mean, when you were talking about this earlier, I thought they were just flirting with the prosperity gospel. This is a prosperity gospel preacher.
Prosperity gospel, yeah.
This is.
They tucked it in the middle here.
I mean, holy moly! I know. Talk about not bringing Zeno up, or at least a third to halfway into the video.
Kenneth Copeland and Creflo Dollar to come out on stage with this guy.
Disgusting. Really is disgusting. Not only is it selling the invisible product and worse enough to get 10%. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no get rich quick scheme. It doesn't happen.
Give your way to financial prosperity.
Some people get lucky. Everyone else puts in hard work. That is it. It's the only two options that you got. So I don't know what they're selling you. Don't buy it.
Just keep giving to us, and then God will bless you. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Exactly. Just give them more money. In fact, that's the nastiness of seeds. Seed donations. If you've never heard that, that is one of the terminologies within prosperity gospel, is you're really planting a seed, which is what I think you actually do when you give to charities and good causes. But no. You're actually giving a seed. The more you give to them, the more it will help you. You are actually going to increase your wealth by giving to them.
God will reward you.
They have a different program. They're actually selling beachfront property in Arizona. So either of those two options will work. What's up, Senator Cato? We are listening to Hagee Ministries explain to us how the New World Order is in control. In between him asking for his collection plate on how you can get the power of wealth.
Get rich by giving more to me.
Oh my goddess.
Yeah.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, go get your MBA. Do not listen to these crocs of...
The Power to Get Wealth series, the Hagee Ministries prayer journal, a Hagee Ministries pen, a power mug.
Like they sneak it in so subtly that, like,
to the word of God,
the actual dog whistle is painful.
I know these resources will be a blessing in your life.
Get this dude more leather jackets. And I'm not hating. I love a good leather jacket. Just it's built on the power of those DVDs that
socialism must attack the church, and they will attack the church if we allow that to take our government.
No. You know who's going to attack the church? These two schmucks right here.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Church, you are the light of the world. Let your light shine before.
It's not going to be Karl Marx.
You are the light of the world. Now, what does that mean? If Satan has authority in the kingdom of darkness,
especially
when you as a Christian open your mouth and start quoting the word of God, you are the light of the world.
Now, we can still take wisdom from And hopefully we do take wisdom and stand on the shoulder of giants and learn from the mistakes of our past, because history rarely repeats, but it often rhymes. And so hopefully we learn from it. But
absolutely,
we're not going to get someone like Jesus Christ, whether you believe he existed. Yeah, exactly. Whether he existed or not, he did. Well, I guess if he didn't exist, he very dead. And if he did exist, he also very dead, because it's been thousands of years.
And light. Darkness runs when light is turned on. So stop whining about the darkness and turn on the light.
Such deepities. Dan Dennett is going to have a heart attack at the end of this film.
That name means enlightened ones. They were a super secret organization of international financial power brokers in Europe, and they had as their goal,
I think Brian and C Science are going back and forth, but we're just sending love. I love you, all our atheists and theist brothers and sisters.
Ironic that followers of the Prince of Darkness thought of themselves as the source of light. When someone comes to you quoting dribble and says, I saw a light, and it revealed this to me. What did it say?
Beamsy's like, yeah, we all know my leather jacket comes with some hugging sleeves.
To the devil's crowd.
Oh my, like I said, we don't kink shame nobody here.
Think about that. Satan disguises himself as an angel of light. That's in the Bible. They too wanted to kick God out of society, just as America's liberal left wants to kick God out of society. Socialists want to kick God out of America. Educators who are teaching your children mock the God of heaven. Secular humanists mock the God of heaven, and they control
we mock the God of heaven.
Educational
Do we count?
of the nation.
Looking for my sunglasses, I can't help myself just to imagine like Satan with like a disguise, like, how's everyone doing? But yes, we finally, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been paying attention, the topic was the New World Order. We are Midnight Ranting on it. And finally, he's getting to his grand conspiracies, which is, blaming everyone that's not him, basically, for things that are bad. Leftism, once again, doesn't matter what your politics are. If you're blaming a political party or political side for your religious views, chances are you're an asshole. And then he goes into secular humanism, which I think James and I can definitely defend here because it's a better system than anything that this guy has to offer.
Definitely.
The 20th century, the New World Order continues.
Oh, look at this. That's exactly what James said.
To end all wars. President Woodrow Wilson produced something called the League of Nations. In man's relentless pursuit of a one world government, it failed. Then came Adolf Hitler with the Third Reich. Adolf Hitler promised the German people that he would bring Europe a new order.
I'm sending love to John Vance. I'm trying to. Yes, you do count atheism breeds shit libs. What does that mean, James? What does that mean? Maybe he's getting in a fight with someone else.
I have no idea.
Since we normally like to greet everyone as they come in, so this is his first comment. We're sending love, John Vance. I know that oftentimes they're like atheism is leftism, it is Marxism. It is not. And I have no hate towards communists or socialists. I almost feel meta about the entire subject. I'd rather just talk about what politics is. I'd rather talk about political science and take it back steps. But most people don't want to do that. And I really just want to take pot shots at religion because politics is not religion, even though religion loves to try and mix itself. It wants to put its fingers into that pot.
Last 1,000 years. He promised peace and prosperity. Listen to me. Socialism always comes promising peace and prosperity, a better life. And as soon as they suck you in, they make you their prisoner. He dragged Europe.
Which promises a better life? Which is the one that's selling afterlife and born again conversions and all this? Yeah. Yeah, no.
They don't know any irony. It's all lost on them.
Where's the lie? I wouldn't say it's the lie. I don't know what you said. So I don't and lying, I will say, always includes intent. We were just talking about this earlier. People lie when they intend to misconstrued. But generally, when we're just having religious arguments, one of us is just wrong. Who we think we're right, you think you're right, but one of us is factually wrong. There either is a God or there is not. That is the only dichotomy.
And there is, in fact, not a God.
And there isn't a God. I know James and I were the rare, I would say, we are anti-theists, not because we're against theists, but because we're against theism. And we are almost strong atheists, or which encompasses, we could argue, from the weak atheist. Yeah, because honestly, weak atheism is enough to be an atheist. I don't want to there not being good evidence for a God is all you need to be a intellectually honest atheist.
You are an atheist, and that means you are a thinker. You are right.
You are being rational, at least on this subject.
Yep.
What's up, Norfolk? Sending love. And what's up, Roger Schrum?
Sure. Hey, Peter.
And hey, Peter. We are already in the pre-production, because I think now that we got James, things will definitely be happening. But that's right, Ship Lives United, who summoned me. I mean, I find most atheists tend to use like a liberal in like the leaning towards freedom as their guiding structure, and then a lot of them lean maybe socialist, a lot of them lean libertarian, depending. Atheism is heresy.
You a heretic?
Well, do you mean heresy as in I am? It could mean, I could see that as in two different ways, as in you're being a heretic, or you are just saying heresy. It's just one person's testimony over another. I would find, if it's the first, I find that funny. I find blasphemy funny.
Heresy.
I'll show you. I'll blasphemy right now. So we have a picture. We have Jesus, Muhammad, and Moses. I'll let you pick which one is which, but we have three of them right there. And that technically is blasphemy, because I am showing Jesus, Muhammad, and Moses on screen. So I don't really care about blasphemy. But if you're saying it's hearsay...
Did you sodomize all of them, though?
Oh, no. You know what's the funny thing? They sodomized me.
Oh, so it's mutual sodomy.
It's mutual. Exactly. We were having a grand old time.
Don't threaten her with attempted sodomy.
Don't threaten me with a good time. Exactly.
Sodomy? What?
Flattery gets you nowhere. Or I would actually say flattery gets you everywhere. But if you're just saying it's hearsay, I would say that's what theism is. I would say the majority of theistic claims are, we heard it, or it's just this anecdotal claim that you convinced you, but is very unconvincing for almost anyone else.
Extremely unconvincing.
What's blasphemous about that? You are not allowed to draw Muhammad or have any representation of him visually.
Him as a woman, people as women.
Or as a woman, that's right. So that is considered very blasphemous. That being said, I have nothing against Muslims and would defend Islam and people to be Islamic to my core. I would not want anyone to be prejudiced. And if you are prejudiced, you're an asshole. It is. You got to be able to hold two thoughts in your head, two separate thoughts, not two, because then you just had cognitive dissonance.
They're allowed to be wrong.
Exactly. You're allowed to be wrong. Peter says, I love a preacher with a sermon on the New World Order in a church with a UFO hanging around the ceiling. I mean, it is so funny. The New World Order can be very expansive. Like, it could be. just the elites, which oftentimes gets you to borderline anti-Semitism, not always, but often. And then you have the people who I think just take that. They're like, well, we have that already on the table, so why not just say that they're lizards and reptiles? And whew. So much fun, which we're having with Hagee on the New World Order as we Midnight Rant.
Dragged Europe into the bowels of a living hell. He turned Europe crimson red with rivers of human blood.
Already got the Hitler.
Life. And as soon as they suck you in, they make you their prisoner. He dragged Europe, Hitler dragged Europe into the bowels of a living
Godwin's
hell.
Law. I'm sorry. Hitler was...
we got the Hitler.
You got to have it once a podcast. Hitler was a professed Christian. Specifically, he was a Protestant and born a Catholic, allied himself with the Protestants, and also was an ally with the Vatican, who celebrated his birthday way after his death. They had God on their belt buckle, meaning God with us.
He did not like atheists. He did not like a proponent of atheism.
And he secretly may have been a Norse pagan, or as the atheists like to call them, theists. Whatever flavor you want to wrap it.
He was not
an
atheist.
atheist. Exactly.
Not at all.
Turn Europe crimson red with rivers of human blood. Hitler's SS Corps.
I have to be super serious. Just have to put that super serial because I just hate how much that these guys destroy it. In fact, the funny will be continued in just 1 second. It has been said that on the Auschwitz walls, written in, I assume, the blood of fingernails, if God exists, he may beg for my forgiveness. I just want to put that on the floor as he puts all of this in his mouth. And now we can go back to the fun.
And of course,
the New World Order.
From the other side of that is that those prisoners who were being persecuted, locked up in those camps, where all those terrible things happened, according to the Christianity, once they died, everything went way worse. Like,
way worse.
They would have been, I mean, once they got to meet God, they would have been happy to go back to those camps with those nice SS guards and working slave labor and all the other terrible things that happened there.
Exactly.
But as bad as that was, it got way worse when they died and got to see God, because you didn't get the memo about Jesus being the Son of God. So I'm sorry, you're fucked.
Oh, I was muted. Oh my God, it's James.
Yeah.
This is my favorite shapeshifter channel. Take that for what it is. Oh man, I want to find out.
Here she goes.
I mean, come on, ladies and gentlemen. But no, I feel like when you listen to the beginning of this channel, people are like, yes, we know about the cabal and the Jews and, all this other stuff and, the national Christians and all this. But there's no one out there that actually believes that you are a shapeshifter. That is ridiculous. You are straw-manning us. I can't even tell if this is a Poe. That is where I'm out right now. I can't tell if John Vance is just like laughing with us, like we're having a grand old time. Because if you don't laugh, you cry, right, James? Those are our only two options that we have right now.
Pretty much, yeah. If there are people out there who...
Oh, my God. They're God, specifically.
Yeah. Praise God.
Moving forward, we really are talking about the New World Order, not the Old World Order. They went out of shape. They're not as cool.
Were occultists and Satanists. Their objective was to cast God out
like
of
Pat
the
was
German
saying,
society.
He was a Christian occultist. That's what he seemed to be. His cafeteria seemed to be mixed with a lot of, the German Norse paganism that they were obsessed with, as well as a sort of Christian nationalism that was also all the rage at the time. So it was just a horrible, horrible mix.
Pastors in Germany who disagreed with Hitler were put into prison. Hitler murdered 6 million
Sure.
I think everybody who disagreed with Hitler was put into prison, not just pastors.
And they tend to probably have been the liberal pastors, the metaphorical priests and pastors who probably were like, hey, maybe we shouldn't put Jews in.
Maybe we shouldn't be persecuting people for their ethnic heritage or their religious belief. Maybe that's dumb and
that's
evil.
Such a silly concept, James.
Right?
God's firstborn son, according to the book of Exodus.
Let's keep on
the apple of his
interlacing
eye.
The conspiracy
Nazism
with Jesus.
Was a socialist religion, and Hitler was.
Twice he's used religion in a negative connotation, and I just appreciate anyone who continues to use the word religion in a negative manner. So thank you.
Germany's Messiah. Don't you ever forget it. Their salute.
Peter says I'm a shapeshifter, but only a very small part of my body.
And not the
God, Peter.
Today, the United Nations
only when it's cold out
wants a new world order. What does it mean?
Yes,
Listen
what does
to
it
Brock
mean?
Chisholm,
Thank you.
the director of the UN World Health Organization. He said, to achieve world government, it is necessary to remove from the minds of men, listen, 1, their individualism, 2.
And this is all bullshit. I always love that it's always this massive conspiracy to just take away who you are, when what does religion do? What it really sucks your personality and tries to replace it with its own.
Loyalty to their families. 3, national patriotism and religion, to cast God out, to control you, to take away your freedom. The UN is the modern. 70% of those people cannot.
Oh, I like this.
Human rights,
yes,
but they want to tell you how to live. They think they are ready to rule the world.
They're ready to rule the world,
get America.
And I want to know: are they ready to rule the world, or do they rule the world? Because it's always a little confusing. Are they
any day now, Amy? Any day now.
Any day. Oh, okay. Not today, Satan.
They're going to take over any day now, Amy. Yeah.
Out of the UN and the UN out of America.
They are riveted.
There's going to be a new world order, and soon. It's not going to be the socialist utopia that self-serving politicians.
No one is trying to replace your individuality. This is the type of stuff that we get through out of elementary school. We learn how to paint a vision board. You can still do that, even if we get healthcare one day in the United States. Once again, even that's too spicy for some political views. I reiterate, I support small businesses and all of that. If Rachel, she's very big into buying local and all of that stuff. I mean, that's great. We still have that. Well, you can have that, and you don't need to sell your metaphorical soul to these douchebags.
Is that the Marxist professors in America's universities?
The amount of buzzwords that they could
it's
fit
going to be a global dictator and absolute slavery from mankind.
Oh, slavery!
Absolute slavery.
You wouldn't want something that supported slavery, James. That'd be terrible.
Any day now, Newman. Any day.
Any day now.
Absolute slavery from Marxist government, New World Order.
Apricot Sloth says they are unimaginably powerful, but also embody the weakness and can't even shut down this rando pastor from spilling their dang beans. Yeah, that's another thing. It's always funny that, he has all of this freedom to go after the New World Order, and they just kind of let him dangle. I guess if they took him, that would be proof, though. Would it? I guess that's the fact that he's just going around spouting his nonsense is actually,
and he has been
pretty clear-cut evidence.
Like Beamsy says, 40 years he's been preaching the same bullshit, and nothing ever happens. Let me repeat, what happens? Nothing. Zero. There's been plenty of chances. If Satan wanted to take over, he could have done it a long, long time ago.
Yeah, he must not have a good calendar. And that's right, Robert. This is the good slavery. It's the works program. It's so much better under Christianity. It's not the transatlantic slave trade, even though, oh yeah, the Confederacy used and quoted the Bible in their Constitution.
Yeah, they were offered.
From the Tower of Babel in Genesis,
yes,
to the UN, to the godless in our Congress who worship the deep state, who are trying
the
right
deep
now
state,
to kick
the derp
God
state
out of our country, out of our churches, to control our schools, to destroy our Constitution, which honors the God of heaven, not corrupt politicians in Washington. God Almighty is about to say, it's enough.
Oh, he's about to. Any day now, Newman.
You've rejected
any day now.
Any day.
You rejected my son, Jesus Christ.
We reject him.
Also, it's the #1 religion in the world right now. Does it like have to eat up everybody for Jesus to come back?
Well, we reject him, but yeah, he is #1 religion.
QQ, the smallest violin.
Messiah loose on the earth, the Antichrist. He's going to make Hitler look like a choir boy.
Oh, he's going to be bad.
He's going to make you take his sign in your
hand.
And
once again, if you were listening to James say Hitler was, they were doing such horrible things, and then you go to hell, and then the real fun begins. If you thought that was just James tipping his fedora, did you just hear what he just said? That is what he said. The real fun begins.
Well, he's saying that the Antichrist is going to make Hitler look like a choir boy. He's going to be killing people on.
Satan's Messiah loose on the earth, the Antichrist. He's going to make Hitler look like a choir boy.
And as always, I feel bad. Sometimes
you take his sign in your hand or your forehead,
like a second
and
lag.
If you don't take it, he'll cut your head off.
Oh yeah, totally going to happen, Amy. It's really going to happen.
Earth's population. He is going to produce 7 years of hell on earth. The coming New World Order will be the Fourth Reich. The Fourth Reich will be much like the Third, only worse.
There you go. Only worse. It's only going to get worse from here.
Will include the United States of America. And I take this point because there are preachers who are teaching that God...
That is also the first thing that came to my mind, Beamsy. I was trying to figure out how to work it into a joke. Beamsy's like, we have all heard what his kind do to choir boys. Yeah, I know. I don't know if that's the best thing to be in this church. Yeah, we're talking about C words today. Let me tell you, this stuff is cult-tastic, and it's sad because these dudes get money sent to them tax-free and from, generally speaking, the poorest among us.
Yeah.
Never allow evil men to rule this country. Wake up.
Wake up.
How do we know that the Antichrist is going to
rule
America? The Bible says so. It doesn't mention America, but
they didn't know about America.
Listen,
they didn't know there was.
Oh my God! You know who his haircut reminds me of? Speaking of Star Wars, Darth Sidious. If you've ever seen Palpatine, if anyone is that big of a nerd.
Yeah, no, you're right. Does look a little like the Emperor there. A little chunkier version of the Emperor.
A little bit, yeah.
I saw in my vision,
a little bit of a peanut buttery version.
A pudgy Empire.
Strove upon the great sea again.
Also, we're moving fast. We're about 2/3 of the way through the video, which means very soon we're going to be teeing up the open mic so that you can tell us about all the wisdom that you experienced. So And keep on sending in if you want your specific comments, questions, or one-liners shown on screen. Tag James W. or myself at Amy Newman. But we're also sending loves as everyone enters and also reading comments. John Van says, do atheists believe in karma?
No.
It's a good question. The answer is a direct maybe. I would say both of the skeptics on this channel, the atheists, I gave my punchline away, don't believe in karma because we're skeptics. But that doesn't mean that atheists don't have to believe in karma. You could not believe in a God and believe in an afterlife and believe in.
That's true. I would say
going into
generally,
others.
most atheists don't.
I think most atheists, once again, most are atheists because of their skepticism, not because of you hate God or anything. One of those, random type of reasons. I'm sure there are atheists out there that do, just like there are atheists out there that believe. Well, I was going to say a flat Earth. I have actually yet to meet a single atheist.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are, but I've
few and far between, I'm sure.
But I have met very few atheists or skeptics who do believe in an afterlife, but it's not mutually exclusive. What's up, SS1964? Says, I think for damn sure, even if there was a man Jesus in the Middle East 2,000 years ago, this white Jesus is 100% fictional. Guard. Yes, no, the white Jesus is 100% created. He would have not been white or black. He would have been something in between. He would have been kind of tan. He was Middle Eastern. He was a Palestinian, Israeli Jew.
But he was part God, so, I mean, maybe.
That's true. So he should be able to go whatever reflection he wanted. Yeah, like Shane says, what's up, Shane Billowitz? A large amount of Buddhists are atheists. That is a atheist religion, you could call it, or it's just a religion that lacks a god. Or you could have Hinduism, which is an Eastern religion, but that is not an atheist. You just have many gods. That's going the exact opposite direction.
Millions of them.
So we've been told. That would be impressive. A single million gods, I don't think has actually occurred. That would be. I don't think people understand or appreciate how big a million is. Just like how much we don't appreciate 1,000 million being a billion. Because numbers just get squished for us, just like history.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why infinity is such a hard thing for humans to grasp. I think Christians and Muslims, they throw that word around like it's fucking nothing. We'll be torturing people forever. Forever?
Yeah,
do you understand how long forever is? I don't know if you known, but a synonym for it is infinity. Pat says, I think Antangelo was looking for the Shroud of Turin and Sola Crastain. It's true.
Amy
that is also such a crappy apologetic. I mean, look, Antangelo, look, theists or anyone who believes in that, we're sending love, but it was either a forgery or an artistic appreciation for Jesus. It was not, long time after he supposedly
Revelation 17:15, John gives the identification, and he said to me, John the Revelator, not John Hagee, he said unto me, the waters which you saw are the great sea. Listen, they are peoples, multitudes, nations, and tongues.
I like how it's slowly getting in.
The great sea is the whole world.
It was good.
There's another verse to prove that. Revelation 13:7.
More verses.
The authority was given unto the Antichrist over every tribe, over every tongue, and over every nation. Revelation 13:7, the last half of the verse. Read it. The point is, the Antichrist is going to have complete authority over the United States of America.
Oh, yeah, totally.
This monster
heard this before. Yeah, president will be the Antichrist
of the world.
Well, he'll rule the world.
Is leaving this earth in something called the rapture. The trump of God is going to sound, and we're out of here.
Everyone's gonna die. Yes. Ah.
They're out of here. He's out of here.
For those of you who miss it,
listening.
At a time of political
That's us, I guess.
In America.
Of course.
At a time of political instability, Girls Night Out 2021.
I mean, of course, at that point, wouldn't the jig be up at that point? Like, if all the Christians suddenly disappeared from the world at once, and then a day later, this charismatic world leader comes and takes over the whole world, don't you think, like, okay, the jig would be up at that point? Oh, okay, it's the Antichrist here, huh? I mean, I don't know.
No, it's pretty silly. I mean, like, if it was like everyone disappeared, at least it would be evidence. We never get actual evidence.
It would be good evidence. And yeah, the thing is that Hagee's been talking about that damn temple that is not going to be rebuilt. I don't know how many times that they are not going to rebuild the temple. You can take that to the bank. It's never going to happen. Never, ever, not in 100 years, not in 1,000 years. Because the Jews who actually do still believe in it, they don't have to go and sacrifice animals because they don't have a temple. Do you think they really want to go there and have to slit the throats of animals on an altar all the time? No, they don't want to do that. I mean, what a great look would that be on TV? Like, oh yeah, look at the temple today where the high priest is once again slitting the throat of a bull. I mean, yeah, it would be terrible though. Only nature
we would be killing a Sandra Bullock an entire field. Oh.
Conducting actual animal sacrifice. It's never going to happen. It's not going to happen. Not in 1,000 years. It's a relic, thankfully, but yeah. It's just not going to happen.
And hey, I see John's talking about a hell that isn't infinite. I've heard this before too. At least it's a little bit better, but I don't like, torturing anybody, but but
he is in the minority on that. Most Christians do adhere to the traditional eternal, it forever means forever. No end to the punishment.
And I'd have to know the mechanism. I'd have to know, how are people learning? That's there are some people that also can't learn. Can he just change them? Is that changing their free will? I still don't think we should torture them, even when they're horrible people. But yeah, at least the God of the Old Testament seems to let you die. The Christians and Muslims disagree. They're like, no, we're totally picking up from 1.0. See, science films like atheism and agnosticism is denial. You're not really wrong in that we are denying that a God exists.
It's rational.
But we would say it's also rational to deny that a God exists.
We're denying the irrational, the stupid, basically.
But we will be sending the link in the chat for anyone who would like to join us, though, Theus. If you just enjoy being in chat, it's okay. Keep your sweatpants on, the popcorn filled. We love you, whether you stay in there, whether you come on. Come anywhere, baby. That's what he or she said. And we are reading the New World Order. We are Midnight Ranting, just repress the evidence of a deity. Once again, I find that funny. I find that claim funny because I would want to know. James, would you want to know?
Yeah, I would. And here's the thing, C-Science. You're on the flip of that. You're pretending that he exists. You can do that as much as you want. It's still not going to actually make him exist.
The difference
your prayers, you're calling, but there's nobody on the other line. That's why nothing ever happens, because there's nobody there.
And that's the difference, is that I don't believe that James or I thinks that you're lying. We think you are truly convinced that God is real and that your intent is not to lie to us. But in the same respect, I think you have to, excuse me, sponsored by Gatorade, give us the same back in that we are not convinced. And that is what a belief is. It's not even a choice. We are convinced there is no God, and we would have to be convinced in the opposite direction to become a theist.
It's not that we don't want there to be a God. That's a completely separate question.
Exactly.
We just don't think he's there.
Oh, exactly. Whether I like the God or not, I'd want to know. Regardless, I hope he is. He or she is a good. Exactly. But it only matters once you can actually prove that they exist. C Science says, Amy, this universe didn't have to be made to support an innumerable amount of conscious life. Oh, you're saying my word. Why do you suppose it does? I would say it doesn't. Well, that's a weird thing if I put it, an innumerable amount of conscious life. I would say, I would rephrase your sentence to say, Amy, the universe didn't have to be made to support a numberable amount of conscious life. Since I think it's I don't know why it would be unnumberable. It's not an infinite amount. Why do you suppose that it does? Once again, I would rephrase the question another layer and say, why does the universe support conscious life? And I would say because the environment was ripe for it to happen. That conscious life is a response as a macroorganism, as a eukaryotic organism, that most of life is not actually conscious. That if you were to knock out the branch of animal life, well, first of all, by definition, we wouldn't be able to answer this question. But if we were able to knock off all of conscious life except for this one question, life would still be beaming, evolution would still be happening, the arms race, things would still be evolving, and days and nights would still be going on, and yet consciousness wouldn't be here. I think that it's a thing that takes billions of years to form. It wasn't even on the planet right away. Consciousness didn't exist for half of the time at the 4.5 billion years. And so to answer your question, it doesn't seem like the universe is driven to conscious life any more than it's driven to anything else. It's driven to, as Stephen Hawking would say, it's driven to black holes. It tends to be where the universe is eventually going and seems to make a lot of. But yes, conscious life is here. Half of the hosts on this planet is queer. Yeah.
It's a consequence of the laws of the universe that were cemented at the time of the Big Bang. And because that allowed all these other elements to be fused and formed, and those elements mixed together based on the laws of physics, it was inevitable that we would be here. If you want to say that we got lucky, okay, you can say we got lucky that the laws of the universe allow for our type of life to arise. Doesn't mean that if the rules were different, maybe another type of life would arise.
See, I don't know how you would create any probability to say that a universe void of conscious is more likely than a universe with would mean that you had a data set of universes, and you were to go, well, 7 of them are void of consciousness and 3 have consciousness. And so we can make a more definitive statement that universes trend towards not consciousness. But as far as we can tell, the data set we have is 1 out of 1. Exactly. Just like James said. And so I don't know how we would be able to go any further. Also, I'm going to keep on reading your statements, C Science. I have to put my disclaimer. The people with the microphones always have the advantage. So I never want people who we're going back and forth in chat to feel like they're being targeted. Because it's the same way when I go into an apologist or a Dawa channel.
He's
so I'm
having
just
a lot of
sending
fun
love.
out there.
I know. I
He's having
see
a lot
it
of fun.
exactly. Do you assume a multiverse in order to rationalize the many precisely adjusted fundamental values? That is, you have that in caps. So that makes me think that you're saying that is a proper noun, which I'd be interested in. They've existed from the beginning of reality.
Teleological argument.
Yeah, so I'm not assuming a multiverse. I would say it's rare that things come in ones, generally speaking.
Right.
If there is a one of something, that's why I think there's life out in the universe, even though we only have an example of one. It's probable, I shouldn't say probable. Because there is one, we can at least say that it could be another. But I don't think that the fundamental laws are tuned for anything except for maybe black holes, as we were saying earlier.
What about, I assume, a multiverse of multiverses that's outside the multiverse? There's another multiverse.
Oh, it could. It could.
Probably goes on forever, cascading,
and we often hear it can't be an infinite regress, but it can. It appears that it can go because that's what an infinity is.
And time is that doesn't work with our linear idea of time, but as we know, time before, what does time even mean before the Big Bang, when our concept of time is localized to time space? We don't have an ability to grasp time operating outside of those parameters. So infinite regress, it really doesn't even mean anything in the grand scheme of things. Yes, it could be.
Want to send love out to our Twitchosphere. We are really close. We're actually really close both on Twitch and YouTube to getting monetized. I honestly can't thank you guys so very much. I think we are one follower away on Twitch, and we're looking to get a consistent amount of people in the chatosphere. And then we, like James said, 41 subscribers away on YouTube from being monetized. And that we're also going to give it right back to you guys. We already have a bunch of icons. Oh, baby. I have a bunch of icons and emojis and a whole bunch of fun, not just of James and I eventually want to do like a whole debate, Camilla, a Mr. Batman, a Darth, so many different fun
Gizmo shirts.
We could make Gizmo icon. We could make Gizmo shirts. And once again, to reminder, we don't care. We want you to support businesses. We like the private enterprises.
We're not Marxists.
The buzzword is generally crony capitalism. I would just say being a crook. We're just against, if I could just be really front with it, it's great to trade with people. In fact, it's a great way to avoid war and to make allies, is when you are trading goods back and forth, and a currency just does that. But these guys are disgusting. This is the invisible product. Worse than that, which is what we just normally say to creationists. These dudes say, give us your money and you'll make more money. How will you make more money?
God.
Mysterious ways.
Yeah, God will bless you.
Sea Science Filmlab says, Amy and Jimmy, do you believe that an atheistic personal philosophy allows for a belief in eternal things? Well, most atheistic quote-unquote philosophy would I tend to lean to maybe a secular humanism, maybe either methodological naturalism or just naturalism, one of those words. And when you're talking with an eternal, I mean, I would just rather put it in a scientific terms. This universe will go on eternally. Will it have suffer a heat death in which nothing can actually happen that we would call, anything interesting? Well, that's probably true too. And I'm not sure. It could bounce back
The big crunch, the big rip.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, dark energy means the way that it's accelerating, it's going to rip everything a point. Yeah, exactly, to a heat death. But it didn't have to be that way. It still doesn't have to be that way. Dark energy could slow down or dissipate or something. We don't know.
At one point, then gravity could take over and it could all collapse back.
Exactly, and crunch.
But that will be trillions, probably hundreds of trillions of years from now. So, yeah.
Yep, just like Robert says, there is no atheist. You could be a racist, homophobe, Democrat, communist, criminal. Yes, not all criminals are religious. Yeah. Basically, it just answers a single question, like Robert was saying. Do you believe in a God?
And that's the thing. Like, Christianity is like this all-encompassing thing. It affects your religious belief, but it also plays in with your politics and with your views about economics and politics and things like that. Atheism is not really like that.
But it does get rid of a lot of the baggage. I will say that once you get rid of religion, you don't have to hate gay people anymore because it doesn't say so in your holy book. And no, I would actually say that's the exact opposite. Right now, the data points towards it going out and continuing to go out eternally. What I think we're saying is it could have been an oscillating universe, and it could become an oscillating universe if the conditions change.
It could still be. We could be doing the same thing an infinite number of times where the universe collapses and re-expands. The same exact thing happens because it's the same exact laws of physics.
No, it's not. Atheism is not. I love you. I'm still sending love, see science. But it's a religion like bald as a haircut. It's a lack of hair.
Well, yeah, we're not participating.
When our economy is challenged because of hyperinflation, because of all of these millions and trillions of dollars we're giving away now, someone has to pay for that. There will come a time when we can't pay it, and America will yield its sovereignty to a foreign power. Yes. Our economy will be merged into a one-world economy.
Totally going to happen.
A one-world religion.
And a lot of this, they talk about globalists and globalism and blah, 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 which is just a word for global trade, for actually trying to connect this world. It is not a world government just because you're buying avocados from the South, South America.
I would be. I think if you go maybe 2,000 years into the future, I can't conceive of a world where there isn't some type of worldwide system, call it a government or organizing structure or whatever. But I think it's almost inevitable in the long run, but not this diabolical Satan-led, murder cult that's going to.
And exactly what will happen is it will be, if something like that, it would be very gradual and it would be fractal. So I can't imagine you not having local government, a middle ground, and maybe
have to be
planetary,
right.
Because it's just too much shit. There's just too much humans. That's not how it even worked under. I'm pretty sure you get federations. You get all sorts of different ways. Also, I believe we'd be kicking the bucket down the corner because eventually we'll be multi-planetary species, possibly.
There you go.
And then that's just going to kick
10,000 years down. After that, yeah.
Exactly.
1,000,000 years from now? And there will still be no sign of Jesus coming back 1,000,000 years from now.
I know. They're still waiting for the second coming. He was a good boy. We gave him permission to have it once, and now he wants a second coming? Ugh.
Well,
one world currency, and it's not as far off as you think.
Spooky.
People are not buying too many things these days.
What do we win? What do we win, Seaside?
Now I want you to hear about the last invasion on planet Earth. Earth's last
prize?
empire.
But
John
wait, there's more.
describes the arrival of King Jesus in Jerusalem. Revelation 19:11 and 15. And I saw the heavens open, and behold,
What
a
does
white
this
horse.
mean?
And he
Don't, like I said, aren't Christians the #1 religion in the world? And it's now just swinging the other way. It's now that we get more information and more data that we can convert into useful knowledge. We're actually going away from religion.
You don't need it anymore.
that
It's irrelevant.
on him was called faithful and true. In
Old
righteousness
tools.
he doth judge and
Outdated.
make war. And out of his mouth goes a two-edged sword. That's the word of God. And with it he will smite the nations, and he will rule them with a rod of iron. What does that mean? He's going to rule them by this book right here. War against who? Those nations at the Battle of Armageddon in Israel. The armies of the Antichrist and out of Europe will present a 200 million man army of the kings.
200 million man army.
Will be annihilated by
top
King
Lord of the
Jesus.
Rings there.
That's not how battles are fought anymore.
Sleeps.
Indeed. That's God apparently hasn't heard of drones.
That's not how nuclear bombs.
Jesus, whereas the flame of fire.
You would never mass that many people in one area. It would be
he's King of Kings and Lord of Lords.
Oh, James.
Here is the verse.
I think we're
He is
shills.
clothed with a vesture
Are you
dipped in blood.
feeling particularly
Whose
shilly?
blood?
very, very much so.
From heaven, and the bride of Christ starts circling over Jerusalem, and Jesus sees this battle of Armageddon for world supremacy that will destroy the holy city.
Never going to happen. Never.
Never gonna give
Never,
you up
never,
either.
never gonna happen.
Never gonna let you
None
down.
of them survive.
We're gonna run around and hurt
He
you.
throws Satan
Never.
into the lake of fire and the false prophet into the lake of fire.
Throw me,
John
Satan,
said
throw
his
me.
garments are covered with blood because he just defeated every anti-Semite down on that ground.
Do the Jews get to go to heaven?
No. Then God picks them up and throws them in the lake of fire too, I guess.
You, wearing white robes, followed him on white horses. That's a lot of horses. And he said on his
A lot of horses.
a name is
Because
written.
why would a deity need to ride on a horse? I don't know.
And the false prophet were cast alive into the lake of fire. And of his kingdom, the kingdom of Jesus.
When you're
there
talking
shall
about
be
a
no
new
end.
world order, you gotta
And
have
of
a
his
band.
kingdom there shall be no end. And of his kingdom there shall be no end. Be of good cheer. The King of Kings is coming. There's a new world order coming. It's Jesus Christ, the Son of the living God.
I love how they're having a standing ovation. This is a very confusing moment because he's like, there's a new world order coming. It's Jesus Christ. I feel like he just flipped his script. Like, is that the twist?
That's it, yeah.
I
He's
guess
watching
so.
from the other screen. He's got his little producer set up over there.
And all right, we actually only have a few more minutes left of this wisdom that we have been being injected with.
Boy.
We have been midnight ranting on the new world order. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Way better than the old world order. This is number 2. And you are going to be able to tell us what you thought about this subject or all the wisdom that we just heard.
If he's a troll, Brian, he is definitely dedicated.
I trust
Indeed.
today's program has blessed you. And I want to thank
did.
all of our partners who have joined this ministry in helping
Father and Son.
all of the gospel to all of the world. Your faithful
They look like
prayers
used
and
car
generous
salesmen.
giving
I know you
are
shouldn't judge a
changing
book by
lives
its
on
cover,
a daily
but
basis. I want you to stay tuned for Pastor's blessing that's going to come in just a moment.
The life of a child is precious in God's eyes, and the gift of life is something you can become
Oh,
a
best
part
in
of
show. I'm
today.
gonna have to
Sanctuary of
throw
Hope is
something
a
into the
one-of-a-kind
wind
safe haven that
after
provides
we're done
a loving,
this.
safe environment where both babies
Okay,
Brought it up.
need the education, care, and hope they desperately need. Your monthly gift will provide the opportunity
Oh, will
to
it?
change the life of
Oh,
a child
and
and mother.
another thing I hate about these charities, because that's another reason they always say, well, they're religious. They're always the most charitable. Well, they give to charity. Problem is how much of that charity actually goes to helping the poor and the needy and how much goes into their pocketbooks, I think we all know which slice is bigger.
And I mean, a lot of people because we have this built into our tax system that you can opt out of the tax system by giving your money to churches. So, because it's tax deductible. So instead of sending your money to the government, you can send it to a church to go and preach that gay people are evil. And you can do that with your money instead of sending it to the government, because it's charitable deduction.
Right thing
charitable
to do,
contribution. So if we took that away and said you can't deduct charity from your taxes, then a lot of that would dry up. They wouldn't be the most charitable.
And I do have to send love. If you are a theist, a creationist, any form that thinks that there is a new world order, now is your time to join us. You can keep on hanging out, just watching, viewing, chatting. We actually love you for just hanging out with us. But we're looking for people who disagree with us. We are. That's why we're showing these views, even though, well, we can't help but point out why they're wrong.
Stupid. Bullshit.
By becoming a legacy partner today. When you partner with us, our legacy becomes your legacy. Call the number on the screen or go to jhm.org/partner.
I think
$150, right? You get a pen, a cup.
But I love this. Honestly, I could not think of a better piece of evidence for how not scared of the end of the world they are than that right there. Like
Girls
the
Night Out
New
with
World
Jesus.
Order. Well, I mean, they are basically like the apocalypse is upon us. Everyone is about to die, and it's a girls' night out.
It's like,
okay,
they know it's not going to happen. They know that. They know
it's all bullshit.
Yeah, it's all bullshit. Just send us your money. But yeah, it's not. None of the shit's ever going to happen because it's all bullshit. Yeah,
it is all a crock of shit. But we just watched The New World Order.
Yes, we did.
From the Ministries of Hagee. And we are about to be rolling into an open mic. We'll have some conversation about the subject. Well, I'm also going to throw my hat into the ring. I know I shouldn't do it, but I can't help myself.
Was it as good as you were expecting, having Pastor Hagee in your hot seat?
It was. Oh, my. We may have to have a second coming.
I'm sure he would be down for that.
Amy, once again, shilling for the New World Order by inviting opposing viewpoints on literally 1984.
If only there were atheist channels who will let believers come on and
I did see someone that I believe his name was Jack and Jill went up the hill who complains all the time that there are no atheist channels to, challenge Sent in Love Pat. We are. It's pretty late.
Good night, Pat.
But we are tucking everyone into bed. We're sent in love.
Gizmo's tired.
Jake says,
Gizmo,
do you think
Gizmo?
He has such a put 'em on him. He looks so cute. Yeah, those eyelashes are blinking. Jake says, do you think it's the end of the world as we know it? Just check next month on their event calendar. That's right. I guarantee you all of their get money schemes and events and parties are going to be scheduled.
We'll welcome you aboard one day, Brian, when you make the full conversion. When you're ready to come on board,
when you're ready to truly understand the New World Order. Robert says, don't lie to us. You had your second coming a long time ago. Oh, my. You saying I've been a naughty girl? That may be true.
I think that's what they're saying, yeah.
James Wolfe says, it's been 4 p.m. here. Work's nearly finished. We are just getting started. Well, we are sending love, whether you are going to bed or just waking up. I'm going to hold this stream up there while we wait for people, and if no one comes, we'll just head to the outro on the Discord, the after party on the Discord.
Oh, Gizmo might be going to take a nap. He looks pretty tired.
The producer is
but
kind of
in
sleepy.
Case you guys didn't know, in case you guys didn't hear, we're here at the beginning. Amy's got a debate coming up in June. We're in pre-production for. You want to tell them about that, Amy?
I am going to be debating the 15-foot Ken Hovind on Standing for Truth's channel on what I assume is going to be Evolution.
Yes. That is the debate challenge. Ken Hovind has put that out, and Amy has accepted his challenge.
Oh my. I'm ready to ride that 15-foot long. And once again, that StreamYard link, I'm going to actually pin it, but it's going to stay up there.
I'm getting set up for my round 2 versus Ken Hovind. I have a laptop on order, so hopefully I'll be able to put together a nice visual presentation that I didn't get to put together for the first one, but something popped up down there. You on mute, Amy?
That's twice a podcast. I do have to do it. I saw someone make a joke, and I feel like I just have to put it into the internet sphere. We're already being slightly political, but this I don't think actually is, because I just have to do a shilling for comedy in general. Comedians, comedy. And we're about to get Beamsy. Best in Show says, I hope Will Smith doesn't run on stage and slap. And I just wanted to sending love, Dale. I could see James's face, but I do have to put. I wasn't going to, but I have to put in for comedy because, I love Will. I love Will Smith. And I think he's done many great movies. He's a great actor. He is a comedian. And so that actually pains me that, in my opinion, what went on during that ceremony was actually the classic heckle. Like, there was nothing special about it. You could call him a celebrity and actually say that it's more egregious because of that. But Chris was a fantastic host, and I will reiterate what I have been told by, oh my God, the Roastmaster General, and now I'm going to forget his name. But a good roast is someone who insults and compliments a person. And that's a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
But I would say Chris accomplished that. I think that that is what comedy does. It brings attention to Jeff Ross. Thank you, the Roastmaster General. And we just need to nurture a culture of taking down bad ideas with good ideas. And so it doesn't matter how low or high we are. We all just need to come together and love each other, be nice to each other, but also,
Christian, by the way.
Exactly. Is he? Will Smith's a Christian?
Yeah.
Well, I know for almost, I would say 90% sure that Chris Rock is an agnostic and an atheist. And so we'll just leave that for what it is. They're both comedians, which in my view, comedy goes deeper than anything. They are my tribe. They are our tribe since we both kind of do comedy. And so I have to just put that out there. And I wish both of them the best of luck. I think Chris will sell out tickets and continue to be a gold standard of comedy.
Hopefully Will Smith will take it as an opportunity for growth. I mean,
and that's my only warning. Oh no, continue. He's
a younger. He's not he's not young anymore, but he's not like his career is not over. He's going to be able to redeem himself, and it'll be, a little blip. He'll lose out, but
room for growth.
Room for growth.
That is
Violence
my only thing.
Is not cool.
Violence is not the answer, and don't heckle. Doesn't matter. That is my noble thing. Doesn't matter who you are.
Take it on the chin and drive home in your Rolls Royce back to Calabasas and just.
If anything, you could make it a teaching moment. Laugh and say that was great, and then bring attention to whatever cause that you think is your cause. And with that ending, we can all be better humans
and be happy.
And if you want, also SNL had a great commentary on this as well. So just sending love to SNL. We're working on an SNL comedy style show to transition back, and we'll get Beamsy in here for our open mic. Just sending love to Shay and Josh. And okay, we are moving forward, ladies and gentlemen. We have been Midnight Ranting on the New World Order. Oh my God. Please tell me that is not a Poe. I see someone back there with the name Lizard Lives Matter. That has to be one of us, please.
Gotta be.
But we're going to get Beamsy in here.
Before Amy Newman starts to shape-shift again.
I know. We are Midnight Ranting on the New World Order. The Old World Order was way too boring. And we are going into our open mic.
He did, Brian. He really thinks he disproved evolution. Bless his heart.
What is up, Beamsy? I hope you are doing well. I love the icon is on topic tonight. The all-seeing eye is watching us even when we're touching ourselves. But I hope you are doing well. We just watched a whole bunch of fun with some Jesus and some New World Order. What are your thoughts about the topic or anything we've been talking about tonight?
I sort of haven't really been paying attention to you. It's mostly been the chat that's...
I'm sympathetic.
It's C Science and Brian. I sometimes put mine in, but C Science is just... thinks he's doing well, but he's just doing a Bubbles again.
He's being a Bubble?
Bubbles is around, but I haven't seen them for a while.
Well, he's going to be Bubble for the night then.
Oh, he should be in chat because he was here earlier. It's just, oh God.
But actually, that's okay, Beamsy. What are just your thoughts about the New World Order and just these types of conspiracy theories and the mix of religion and politics?
There is a reason why scientists don't follow any bearing on conspiracy theories, because if you start going down them, they're nearly infinite with their delusion.
Okay, I couldn't agree more. And all right, Beamsy, stick around for the open conversation, and thank you for joining us.
Yes, I hope C Science jumps in. He'll be interesting to have a little conversation with.
He is absolutely invited. I know sometimes, like I said, I feel like we always, someone's wearing sweatpants, eating ice cream, don't have their hair did. But C Science, you are always welcome to join us. In fact, we love views that differ from our own. And all right, Beamsy, thank you so very much. Stick around for the open conversation.
Thank you, Beamsy.
Lizard lives matter, and don't they? Don't they, though? I am sending love. We hope you're doing well. We are Midnight Ranting on the New World Order. What are your thoughts about the topic, the video, or anything we've been talking about tonight?
Familiar, Amy?
Yeah, I think humans need to be controlled. They're too much of a problem on this planet.
Oh, boy. Dr. Kevin, welcome.
Is it? Okay. Well, thank you so very much, Dr. Is it Dr. Kevin or is it Lizard Lives Matter? One of those. We're gonna
Lizard Lives Matter. I'm just hanging out in my aquarium here. I identify as a lizard, so I like my pronoun to be lizard.
I almost want to call you that because I feel like
please call me lizard.
You're making
else
our
that'd be hate speech.
argument. You know what? We're gonna move right down. I'm sending so much love. We'll go to the open conversation. Thank you, Lizard. And we are getting the wonderful and fantastic Mark Reed. What is up? We are talking about the very boring, very non-spicy subject of the New World Order. So I hope you are doing well. We got a mixing of that, and if you like Jesus, kind of like just put on top. So I hope you're doing well. What are your thoughts about the topic or anything we've been talking about?
I wasn't aware that Jesus had anything to do with the New World Order. I must admit, I missed the first part. I just got home, so I apologize. I just got home, saw you on, and went, "Yes, I have thoughts on the New World Order." No, I didn't. I guess there's a couple of conspiracy theories and stuff about the New World Order that I have heard of. And I do apologize if anyone's been over this and I've just been absent for it. But the thing is, what is so bad about a new system of governments? And I understand that the old world order, all the rich people kind of taking over and tyranny and stuff is really bad. But if atrocities are going to keep happening over multiple governments, should we have one government over the entire world? Are humans even ready for that? I think it's an interesting question. If you put all the conspiracy stuff behind, is there a point at which humans are going to have one system of governance that is democratic and egalitarian and fair for everybody? And is that the way to go? I don't think that's sort of with the New World Order conspiracies where it's the Rothschilds and the banking consortiums taking over everything, and implanting us with chips and everything. I can't see that as beneficial for humanity. But if we have sort of a like the United Nations with actual maybe does something relevant, and I won't disparage them too much, but it feels like they're a toothless tiger. So to prevent, say, the slaughter of Ukrainians by Russians, just as a example off the top of my head, would that be a bad thing? Would that be a horrible thing? If a world government could stop the next Hitler rising, would that be a bad thing? I don't know. I've got sort of in split minds about this, that perhaps that someday in the future, humans will want a centralized system of governments. But the conspiracy theory seems to think it's going to be bankers and, these monetary, financial organizations and stuff that's going to be doing this. And I just don't see it. I see them very greedy and after more money for themselves. I'm not sure they want to have any direct control over anything. I don't know. I'd love to hear everybody's opinions on this. I really would.
I think, like I was just saying before, I think that long term, it's almost inevitable that there will be some type of worldwide system. Maybe not a government per se, but some type of organization. I'm talking maybe 1,000, maybe 1,500, 2,000 years from now.
Yeah.
Once everything just gets the technology and the scale to be able to manage everything centrally.
Scales, you say?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just so much can happen between now and then. It's not going to happen tomorrow or next year or in 100 years from now. Yeah. But I have a hard time seeing a future where it doesn't move in that direction, and probably for the better.
So let me run this by you, because I've been watching The Expanse lately, so I'm totally on board with that. But do you think that then Mars and Earth, you're going to have one world government for each of them? Because don't forget, it's only one world. It's not one solar system or one galaxy, right? So are we going to split and suddenly Earth will have be like one country, and then Mars will be another country? And that was sort of the way that while it's science fiction, I do realize that I'm not batshit crazy.
Well,
it's like plausible, Amy, right? It's plausible.
Sure. Well, like Amy was saying before, like you wouldn't necessarily do away with all intermediate local forms of administration. You would still need that too. You would have an overall structure, but you would still have your local, counties and regions, administration, states. You would still have to have that because it's a big planet and there's different issues and in each region that would be.
Well, we have federal governments, but we've still got local government administrating when your bins are picked up. Well, I don't know whether that happens in America, but we have shires basically, which is the old English sort of local areas that still, take care of who runs the bin collection and the, local markets and things like that, So, yeah, I completely agree. There's no reason why you can't have a stratified system, but I think more and more we're going to move towards a centralized world government. It just depends on what form that takes and what would be the best political structure in order to accomplish it.
President of Earth, they had one in Star Trek. They
did, yeah. Again, science fiction, but sure, not implausible.
I just want to say that humans have no soul and they need to be implemented. Okay. They are a machine. They are meant for labor for us to exploit.
Oh, James is a machine. He's just such a machine. You watch out.
Yeah, you have no soul. You have soul. And you have no being. And your only purpose in life.
I totally agree with that. I don't think humans have a soul. I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think anything has a soul. So, I'm right on board there with you.
Speak for yourself. I've got two.
You've got two. You steal mine? How'd you get two? What?
Hail to my fellow.
Don't you have shoes?
People. Huh?
Don't you have shoes?
Oh, shoot. Nice dad joke. Kudos. I will drink to that. Absolutely. Skull. No, this is just coffee.
It's a very good disguise there you got. It's really believable.
I'm sorry, I've got a voice changer. I'll switch it back.
Wow, this has gotten off topic real fast. What? Yeah. All right.
If you want, I can put my creationist one on.
So, is the New World Order the lizard people? Is that what we're saying? Are we? Have we got the lizard people taking over? Are we getting that into the?
Are we there yet? Yeah, unfortunately, we are.
Am I supposed to have my tinfoil hat? I mean, I can go and probably.
Amy's taking over. Now she can't be on camera right now because she is shape-shifting, so that's why.
It's true, and I don't have green foundation.
That's okay. What we do is we get humans to do our bidding for us. That's the genius part about it.
Yeah, that's not very genius because humans are mostly incompetent, so not that.
Exactly. You just need to manipulate them to do what we want them to do.
Can I ask what some of those things the lizards want?
More flies.
Yeah, that makes sense.
More sunning.
Division, self-policing, censorship. I think those are all great things that humans do to each other. Self-censorship.
But the lizards want censorship?
Well, not the lizard. Well, we can't because that would be bad for our karma. So what we do is we get the humans to do it for us.
Well, I think they want censorship of humans, but not of lizards. I think that's what they're. I mean,
well, we get the humans to do the censorship for us. That's the genius part about it.
What, you get the humans for you? That's pretty weird.
Yeah, we manipulate humans because we have been ruling this.
And so, what is the end game of the lizards? Is it to destroy us? Is it to breed with us?
It's to control you. It's to diminish you so you don't become interplanetary species.
Oh, now we're getting somewhere. So they don't want us to be an interplanetary species. Now I understand why they created religion.
And then Satan takes over.
Exactly.
Yes, we have manipulated religions all throughout time. Indeed, we have.
Is there any religions that aren't manipulated?
None. They're all manipulated. They're all under our control.
Scientology is the truth.
We are the deep state. We are the deep state.
You are the deep state,
and and we are proud of that. We don't care who knows.
How deep? How deep does it go?
15 inches.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I think maybe from our scaly friend, yeah.
Did you get that ancestry DNA test back yet, Amy?
I know. Look, I can't believe it came back 30% lizard.
Really?
On my mother's side, of course.
Yeah.
But what sort of lizard?
Oh, I don't know. I have to look.
Iguana, probably.
I have Geico insurance. Does that help? No, I don't.
Do you have a pharyngeal eye?
Only when shape-shifting.
Oh, so that means you're a Tuatara.
Ah.
Yeah.
There's like a piece of us. We all want this to be a Poe. We all want it to be.
We all have that reptilian brain. The reptilian brain.
Zones are a Canadian invention. Weren't they English, and that's why we have Greenwich Mean Time in England? Sorry, I'm just pulling up Randolph.
That's okay.
Because I like
cats and dogs living together. I know Seaside. That would be the apocalypse. That would be end of the world shit right there. Cats and dogs living together.
Would be humans and iguanas living together. Just chaos. Just chaos.
Absolute chaos.
Oh, there's so many of them down here in South Florida. They're all over.
Oh, really? I've never seen an iguana in the wild. We get
Oh, they're all over.
Backs here. Oh, really? Yeah. Okay.
Plum has a very important point. We don't call it shape shifting. We molt.
You molt your skin. Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah. Man, do you ever think like scalies, like the furries that like lizards? Do you think they get jealous when they think about the lizard overlords, and they're like, oh, why can't I do that?
I know they're the real deal.
Yeah, yeah.
And wouldn't they Rule 34 be called crusties?
Where's David Icke when we need him? Are you familiar with him, Amy? Have you ever read any of his work?
David Icke, I know only vaguely of him because he's so out there.
British. Yeah, he's the one who started all this reptilian in the modern era. He started putting out books in the 90s.
You? Like, it's such a human-made contraption. Like, they have just gone back to, like, the one thing before mammals, and they're like, ooh, reptiles. It's like, reptiles are very...
They're from another planet, Amy. So
well, that's true. I forgot.
They evolved on the draconian system, and then,
We've been here for millions of years.
Actually. Oh, yeah. But they're four-dimensional, but they're not. Or they can interact in this dimension, but they also...
We can manipulate you.
Right, from the fourth dimension.
As I said
Absolutely.
Before. Yes. And we're not responsible for it.
So what's the end goal, though? Like, I mean, it's one thing to go, well, we're going to make humans do our will, but there seems to be no actual end goal. So what's the actual end goal?
Lols.
Is to keep you suppressed.
Oh.
And
why? What's the end goal? Like, there's
humans are they need to be controlled, and then they can't be interplanetary because they'd be a liability.
What do they get out of this? Like, is there something? Is there a benefit?
Make Satan happy. Yeah, Satan loves it. He's happy.
Satan is a lizard.
Oh yeah, well of course he is.
It all makes sense now.
Of course he is.
Lizard.
Yeah, but he's a nice cuddly lizard, right?
Yeah, I mean all lizards are cuddly. We're all friendly. We all love each other. We do this stuff we're looking out for the best interest of humanity at the end of the day, because we really do care about you guys. Yeah.
It's the caring that matters.
Yeah, absolutely.
And speaking of caring, we're about to get Peter.
About to get Peter.
For the lulz.
Oh my, for the lulz. And man, although I am like 70% sure you're a Poe, if not more. Please, James, more.
Really?
He's not.
Well, here's the thing, Mark. You're laughing, and I'm glad. I want you to. I want you to keep whatever resemblance of hope that you have, and yet I have been asked, I believe, by Lizard before, or actually, I was brought the information. I was brought information forward that Ashkenazi Druze came back 30% lizard on their DNA ancestry test.
Oh,
yeah. No, Amy, it's the same guy. It's him. This is
what I mean about Poe's law.
Yes.
Like,
this is my lizard.
This wouldn't even be the first time he brought this up.
No, this is like 3 or 4 times.
This is an unveiling of who I actually am. I am actually a lizard.
Yes.
You're coming out as a lizard.
Unveil away.
Yeah.
Unveil away.
Yeah. I'm coming out as a lizard.
Are you actually lizard, or are you just trans species? Did you just decide to identify as a lizard?
Well, I do have some genetic DNA, but I guess some people would call me trans species.
I think everybody has
that would be the
commonality to all of them.
So
I would accept trans.
I'm trying to think if I could take
I
the bait and I can
identifying
flip
as
it.
a lizard today.
I just think that somebody heard the term lizard brain and just went
my Poe's law has at least gone up to 90, which actually gives me more hope in humanity. So that at least works. But what was the last sentence you said?
So I'm identifying as a lizard today. I'm a trans species.
But what were you before that? You were a human? But then you met
on the outer edge, yes.
On the outer edge. Yeah. But then you must have
inside I'm a lizard, and I just been holding it for such a long time now, and I thought.
See, when you make statements like this, it actually makes me happy, because then I know, the taking the pot shots at trans means you're just a normal dude, and you don't actually believe that lizards control the earth, and that, in a small way, makes me happy. But because I can just imagine now there was an initiation project. I met the lizards. Yeah. James is like, I don't know.
I don't know.
He still might believe.
He's pretty out there. He might.
It could go either way. Well, I guess that is what.
We got sea science back there.
Yeah, we got Peter. We actually have Peter. We have sea science. Oh man. Well,
I'm glad I'm accepted for who I am.
Always.
Once again, and I do have to. What's up? I see. I have to, because you said it. I have to put my asterisk that there is no such thing as trans species, and that transgender exists because gender is a social construct, and sex actually exists in the biological form, mostly in the male and female, but also within intersex and a spectrum depending on what organism you are. But to be able to actually go from one species to the next, unless you're a furry, in which we won't kink shame anyone, I would like to know, did they do something? They would have to have transformed you, unless you're claiming that.
We're asking if you have a cloaca. That's what we're asking.
Yeah. I just went to. I got some. I took some hormones, some trans species hormones.
Good sir, you are getting very close to claiming you're a Spider-Man villain.
Yeah, and then, but the thing is, though, it's I don't really have much superpowers. It's just kind of. I don't have a.
You just look great and get to work for the cool people at the top.
Yeah, I do have. I'm kind of like a Batman. I do have access to cool gadgets and all that stuff. But.
Okay, but that would make you a supervillain, right? Because you're fighting for the lizards.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I love where this is going. Once again,
I just have normal human capabilities. I can't. I'm not Spider-Man, where I can.
Look, so did Kingpin.
and I can like spray webs out of my wrist.
So does Hawkeye. Though Hawkeye is good. I don't want to shame Hawkeye's name.
Yeah. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's that's.
And no, to be continued. I do want to get Peter and Sea Science Film in.
Okay.
Peter has been waiting patiently, though. I'm gonna say, Peter, get your skeptic butt in here and make a quick opening because we have another theist to come on. Peter, what is up? We are Midnight Ranting. In fact, some would say we're Midnight Ranting on a new world order. It's so lovely to have you on, Peter. Hope you're doing well. What are your thoughts about the topic, the video, of course, anything we've been talking about tonight?
Well, I was watching and I saw Amy playing with a lizard, and I thought maybe now it's time to get another Peter in. So here I am.
Welcome on board.
You're not talking about me, are you? You're talking about.
Now we lost Amy for the next couple of minutes thinking about things and stuff.
Look,
no, is this going to turn into a lizard shaming session now?
Yeah, it is. It's so weird. So I was watching the side chat, and people were saying that you stand up for things. I thought you liked being on your knees, Amy. I'm completely lost. But so regarding the video. As I said, I love a preacher in a church doing a sermon on the New World Order while having a UFO hanging from the ceiling. Who comes up with this shit? I mean, don't they think about settings and how it might look? And then the constant grifting. Every few minutes, something came up where you can waste your money. Call this number and give us money. And then we've got DVDs for $150.
Who else has DVDs?
You can just.
Indeed.
I mean, yes, it's. We've got internet now. We don't need DVDs. You can put all your shit on a YouTube channel and everyone can watch it for free.
This is not
no shipping costs. No nothing. It's not going to. No one's going to trample on it, and you have to have a new set. Your DVD player isn't going to be used, so you're using up less electricity.
I mean, to get his beak wet. What are you talking about? Like, come on.
Get these people in.
Oh damn!
I mean, what the hell's wrong?
Science, I see you drop material on here, but if you would like to come on and join our panel, you are actually most welcome, and we will give you time.
Yeah. Oh, and Amy. So I noticed. Usually, you have your guests during their intro. You have them on full screen, but you don't have that today.
Well, no, what happens is, so everyone that joins when we first go to an open mic gets an intro, and everyone who joins after the open discussion, I would say they also get an intro, but they join the conversation. So they join and then they say their opening statement.
Can I make a special request, because I need to show the good people in chat something.
Absolutely. If you need a full screen, a share screen, oh baby, you just tell me.
A full screen would do fine.
Sounds good. And I also want to send a loving good night to Sea Science and Randolph Richardson. They're both heading to bed. It is late, and we are only going to stay on for a good another 20 or 30 minutes. So if you want to tell us what you think about the New World Order, come tell us. But Peter is about to share with us. Floor is all yours.
I'm on the edge of my
Okay.
Bye, Randall.
So
take care.
Yeah, and this is going back to Amy playing with her lizard, and So what people don't know is that Amy is multi-streaming, so you can not only see her on YouTube, you can also see her on Twitch and on Pornhub. Well, we are currently live, as you can see. So yes, all of that is happening. So join the club and join Pornhub.
They said this was a midnight stream, so
it
look,
is.
You gotta open to all branches out there.
There you go.
Yes. Well,
thank you so very much, Peter.
That was my rant for so far.
Woo-hoo, that's right. We are Midnight Ranting on the New World Order.
Hey,
I guess so.
Ban Donald Trump. Poor Donald.
What about Donald Trump?
They banned him from Pornhub. Remember?
Oh, that's right. I do remember that.
Not that I
that
think
was
he
them
was
just
on there.
trolling them.
Just trolling him. Yeah.
That was so
Juicy
sad.
Streaming.
Poor Donald Trump.
Poor guy.
He deserved it.
Is that what the lizards commanded?
He didn't do their bidding, yeah.
Anything I say do not represent all the lizards people, but is only in my opinion people.
God damn it. You're going to have to get a lizard lawyer. They're pretty good, though.
Yeah, there's lots of us. There's lots of us lizard lawyers.
One thing...
Trump followers aren't.
One thing had me.
There's actually a fun
Amy.
fact. Most like lawyers are actually like trans. Like they're not like they are part of like, I guess you could say, the part of our family, like part of our species.
New World Order.
They're snakes. They're trans snakes. And
okay, this is why I molt.
Yeah, you know. And that's why I'm keeping my like identity. Like I'm not gonna dox myself or anything, but
no.
Just keep my identity. But the stuff I'm saying, you know, it could get me in trouble. So
it's okay.
So, I don't want to develop it too much, but just you know, just for food for thought.
And so it would make sense. I honestly think the fantastic thing is that to make a transitionary point. Heyo! I love that there are transgender people in basically every walk of life, and that is why I think we've had such success in a lot of our lately. Because historically, let me tell you, those lizards weren't doing great for us 1,000 years ago. They were having us burned at the stake. So if they've been here for millions of years, man, let me tell you. I always joke that, you know, if I find out that God was supposed to write in the 10 commandments, or really in the larger list of commandments, that no, God, stone gays. I wanted you to get gays stoned. That I would, you know, I'd be much more on board. But apparently,
I think
it
humans,
took a little while for the lizards to really come to a
that,
liberal position, is what I'm saying.
I agree with you that humans do need to transition. They need to be transitioned away from their instincts and their passions and their religion, and they need to be more accepting. And
from their instincts.
Yes.
From their
lizard brain.
Amy, you're giving me so many clues.
Their passion, their anger, their violence, it needs to be suppressed.
It needs,
and there's technology out there that you can suppress it.
They should be more like.
And what is the technology? Is it estrogen? Is it hormones?
Pardon?
Is it hormones and hormone blockers?
That's part of it, but the thing is, there's still a lot of people out there. I mean, look at Trump voters. Like, there's a whole lot of
try not to look at Trump voters.
Yeah, like how are you going to control them, right? So you have to you know, you have to do it in a covert way. You know, you have to take this chip in, or else you know you won't get your job or anything like that. But you have to make them do it, right? So you can't.
In all honesty, I don't think Amy wants anything suppressed. Well, no. She would love a big lizard in a liberal position. I'm pretty sure of that.
Yeah.
And I think Trump voters. And once again, we're getting very deep into politics. But I do want to see how you would respond to this. I think it's actually very easy to understand how someone like Trump, someone who is a Northeasterner like myself, I think we share a lot in common. I think it's easy to see why someone like him would be able to sell something to a rural market to a disenfranchised group of people, just like religion does. I think we have to we just have to have outreach to those types of people. They're not stupid. They're not.
I just think Trump is too. I don't know if Trump is really controllable though. He's too much of a wild card. Like,
oh no, he's been on. He's one of our famous.
He swears. And he gets them all riled up, and it's just like that's not what we really want, you know. It's just
Russia's been controlling.
You need to peel like the Russia. Yeah, the Russia thing. Like
he repeated the same Russian propaganda and the same talking points that they have had for ages, and he's relaxed sanctions on them. They know exactly what he wants. He's very controllable with exactly with any amount of leverage over his head. He's not a strong-willed man.
Yeah, but he's still making rallies and he's getting these people riled up. That's not what we want. We want people to be like.
I think people should have the freedom to do angry as long as not hurting others.
It's just like they're just like a problem. Like, you know, like they just need to be controlled. But like Trump, he's not a really good agent for that. You know. But what we need to do is we need to appeal to like people's compassion, like we did with Ukraine and you know. The kids and you know showing you know videos of Russians bombing hospitals. You know, I think that's probably more like you need to appeal to like the human compassion side. And so once you appeal to the human compassion side,
we are humans. That would be a good first step.
Yeah,
we're the lizard people, of course.
And then from there.
Their own
and I want to put it in asterisk. I want to, and Lizard, I'll let you keep on talking. I'm only letting it go into politics because I really do think that this stream and this subject in particular is conjoined in politics, and yet I don't think that this is a particular left or right thing. I think what Lizard is pushing, which I like he's giving it, in my opinion, he's basically, just like you saw in this video, he was saying how the New World Order is pushing leftism, quote unquote. They would call it cultural Marxism. There's a whole bunch of buzzwords. I'm trying to think what else. You know, they want to make you weak. This is the Western man, is a transgender person. I've heard all this type of talking points, but at least Lizard is being fun with it.
Maybe weak would be like a bad way of explaining it, but I would say tolerant,
which is a bad thing, right?
No, it's not a bad thing at all. It's a great thing. It's a wonderful thing.
So, are the lizards trying to hurt us or help us?
They're trying. We are trying to help you. We're trying to help you guys get away from anger, divisiveness, and we're just trying to. I wouldn't say control you, but just like guide you into a peaceful state where you know you have no.
You're saying Mass Effect is real?
Say what?
Just shout out to BioWare.
Yeah, big shout out to BioWare.
I mean, I've heard these in science fiction stories. That's why I'm trying to like.
No, well, the thing is like. Robots are going to be replacing human labor, and like that robot there playing piano is on the top right corner there, and so humans need to, accept the fact that their talents or that there's some sort of like soul from a different ether, or if there's a god or anything like that. Like they need to accept that they're not from a spiritual plane. They're just
physical beings.
They're just physical beings I'm not going to say like they shouldn't have their own thoughts, but limited.
That would be totalitarian
parameters. That so it doesn't invoke like any like passion or like risk taking or anything like that. And I think that would be the most optimal humans could be, is in a peaceful domestic state, and that would be that would bring world peace. And I say that with
What's funny, Des? Can I tell you what's happening? I feel like every once in a while you realize it's sounding too good, and you have to be like, shit. Okay, yes, they're going to be nice, and the world's going to be better. Everyone's going to be hugging. But
you want to see my aquarium?
Sure. I mean, Brainbug shows his bugs. Why can I not let you show your aquarium?
Well, maybe not right now, but I'll send you some DMs.
Oh, you tease.
My question, just 1 second. My question is, why does a lizard have an aquarium and not a terrarium?
Terrarium.
So you don't know what
did I say aquarium?
Okay. Very educated.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said.
Well, either way would have worked.
Is my lizard tongue? Is this my lizard tongue? Was this? It just.
It's hard. We also. Another shout out to lizards who are not less evolved than us. Once again, we look at it that way, but we actually share a common ancestor with lizards that look more like lizards.
That's true.
But yes, they're just as 4.5 billion years evolved as everyone else. James Wolfe is behind stage. We're about to add him on, and we're going to go for about 30 more minutes, and we're having fun, though.
Can I just say that I want to hear Gizmo's plan for the future? Like,
it's
instead
true.
Of the cat overlords, I think is where it's at. That's really where
litter boxes on every corner and lots of cat treats falling from the sky.
And I just want to
catnip, yeah.
And I just want to send love out, because what's happening, I really do believe this, is that his real views are seeping. He almost can't help himself because the panel endorses sexism. No, the panel does not endorse bestiality. The funny thing,
unless you are a lizard.
The funny thing is about lizard people
I'm not sure about that, Amy. I think you want to endorse lizards because you know they've got a forked tongue.
Oh my. Well, no, the thing about lizard people is they're aliens. Is they're not actually lizards. Is that we just don't know how to draw what an alien looks like because we've never seen an alien. And so we're like, it's probably a lizard thing or something. That's kind of creepy.
Like a human, but a reptile.
Yes, exactly.
I do have some. I'm going to say this. I do have some like extraterrestrial like lizard. Like they're like part lizard and part alien.
But you say extraterrestrial lizard, but once again, a lizard is an Earth being. It would be 100% extraterrestrial. It'd be 100%. You would just look a little lizardish.
And intergalactic alien lizard can mate with a lizard. Are you?
But once again, are there intergalactic raccoons? Are there intergalactic primates?
For our own species.
Say that again.
We should only intermingle. We should only reproduce with our own.
No, I'm saying that lizard, by definition, is an Earth creature, and so you're poisoning the well by saying lizard. It's just an alien. It's 100% alien. Like if you flip them on the back, it would say 100% alien.
Well, are you saying there's like an alien super race now? Is that what you're saying?
No. Do you understand what an alien is? Like something not from Earth. I know you're going straight into Poe. You were so close to your own views. Why are you going back into Poe?
Are you saying aliens can't reproduce with earthly?
Yes, that is 100%. I'm saying an alien came down and he was
like, would that even work?
I'm sterile now. And I was like, dude, brah, I feel you.
I want scientific proof right now.
Okay, hold on.
That aliens can't reproduce with lizards.
So, can you see there where he left me a message? That's the alien's message saying that they're sterile. You would think that this was actually a PUBG
are you talking about
weapon that they start in the video game, but it's not. It's a message saying, "Hi, I'm a lizard."
The gray alien.
I'm an alien, not a lizard, and I'm sterile.
No,
my own joke.
Well, there is a species of extraterrestrials that are sterile. They're called.
There is a species of extraterrestrials. What?
There's a species of extraterrestrial beings that are sterile, and they're called greys.
Oh,
they're like what you see in the movies.
You're basically giving James's
they're
point
what you
is
see
that
in the movies. They're just like the guy on the top right corner. They're kind of
exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they look like. The ones in the movies.
And they're trying
100%.
to like get some like human genome. So
and wait, no, hold on. Evolution is a force of nature. If there are aliens, they would also be affected by evolution. If they look like lizards, it would actually be what we call convergent evolution. It would mean that model works and it's just successful on other planets. Once again, an alien lizard would not be a lizard. It would be an alien. A lizard is a lizard. It would be an alien that looks like a lizard.
What do you describe as an alien?
What do I describe as an alien?
You would describe a gray, wouldn't you? You would describe a gray,
that is
right?
not from this earth.
And
you don't.
No. You have to describe different features, and most people default into describing a gray.
Wait. What do you mean? No. No, it's any creature not from this earth. That is what an alien is. Yes.
But what you didn't describe what it looks like.
I don't know what it looks like. We don't even know if it exists.
So would it be?
And we're gonna get James Wolfe and House of Lizards in House of Lizards. Oh
so would it be
this episode
not out of the ordinary to assume that you would image like a gray alien with like big eyes?
No. I think that's highly unlikely. If that happens, I would be like, "What the?"
But that's like the default like mainstream area. Like, oh yeah, think of aliens. We just think of grays. We don't think of anything else.
Are you arguing against aliens for us?
No. I'm just saying like there's more than one alien.
There is.
And it just seems like you're being exclusionary right now. Just like you're saying, there's no lizard aliens, but there's maybe.
I'm saying by definition, there's no mammal aliens. There's no primate aliens because a primate and a mammal and a lizard are very specific Earth things. They would be whatever they are. They would be a new species on their alien planet. That is actually why lizard people is so ridiculous, is because it shows that it's a human creation. It is an example of us creating something because it's incredulity. We can't think of anything else, so we go to lizard.
What makes you the arbiter of truth? Do you have some knowledge that I'm not aware of?
Do I have some knowledge that you don't? I would say that currently humans aren't real. Yes, I would say that I have no good evidence for lizard people, though I think that's a dog whistle. I don't think you believe in lizard people, but I do believe you think in a new world order. I do think that you believe that elites are pushing things. I think you think the media, school systems are trying to push things. I do think that you think that we have narratives when I think you have a narrative. I think you're trying in a satirical way to represent it.
And what satirical way would that be?
You're using the attack helicopter defense. There is only one religious conservative joke, and it is the I want to be a train, I want to be a plane, I want to be a lizard. It's not really a joke. It's more of a thing. But it comes in different varieties. But I love you. I mean, if you come back with and you continue to let me I'm not kicking you or anything. Continue to talk.
I'm still arguing good faith. I'm just
okay.
I'm just
hey, I
I'm
understand. Sometimes humor gets people.
I'm putting a point out there, and so that it doesn't, get people thinking.
Right, we know the
I'm already thinking. I mean, we've got sea science film labs in the background. We've got Sea Science Film Labs in the background. They just linked a video from Rednecks. For people who don't know it, that was a band where the drummer used to sit naked behind the drum kit, so with his lizard all roaming free. And then Amy was talking about attack helicopters, so my mind is completely off somewhere else.
I can't help it.
We might want to bring him in and ask him why he's linking to a band with
or is that someone? I don't think that's Sea Science House of Lizards. Well, we're gonna bring on we got people to bring on. So let's get them to join. James Wolfe, we are Midnight Ranting on a New World Order, the New World Order, because you wouldn't want to have the old one. Hope you're doing well. What are your thoughts about the topic, the video, or anything we've been talking about tonight? In fairness, I've basically been blabbering on. I didn't say he was on deck.
Well, it makes more sense than what the lizard said, so...
Oh, he says it's me, so we are bringing him in, and I'm sending love pseudonyms like I'll join if you get another theist, and we love when we get our theist brothers and sisters on. I'll let James Wolfe have his opening when he comes back. I'm trying to think if I should put him back. I'm going to put him... well, I was going to say, well, how will he know he's in? We'll add House of Lizards. House of Lizards!
Very, very diverse rays in the crowd in here. Oh, we got some more lizard people. Hail my fellow lizard. Hail my fellow reptilian brother.
I'll be nice and I'll tell him when he gets back. But House of Lizards, welcome aboard.
Good morning, Amy, James, Mark. I just wanted to say... You're not meant to let our secret plans to take over this planet. What's wrong with you?
Oh my!
It's going to be a reptile down.
How come you're doing a conspiracy theory show? Is that your show?
That it's funny you say that. We actually view what we do as kind of under that banner because we view religion. No offense, we love you. We view religion as the world's largest superstition. And we kind of view our channel as a skeptic channel, even though our main target is religion. We want to go over woo. I mean, we don't believe in crystals either, or astrology, or ghosts.
Well, I was only sent here to make sure, because religion is just a trick we use from our planet to make you guys take your eyes off the lizards, right? Because the lizard invasion is imminent. And all these Abrahamic religions, they just exist to distract you. So I'm going to make sure you're not going to be distracted.
They had good intentions to begin with, but they were just too much of a hassle for us. So we came in and we manipulated them, and now we have our leaders in there. And like I said, everything is voluntary, but we just make suggestions to the humans on what they should do, and that may or may not benefit us. I don't know.
Thank you.
Just push whispers.
You guys think Trump was one of the lizard people?
Oh no, there's only one. Oh, he doesn't. You don't think Trump was one? He's no, he's human.
Yeah, he's always been a trouble to us.
Oh, there you go. He's been a trouble to you. He's been the enemy.
Yeah, it's because when you're shape shifting in this realm, you just don't know who your friends or enemies are, and it's Trump stabbed us in the back in 2016. So.
I believe he's 2 lizards in one suit, maybe.
But see, this is. Wait, say that again. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I believe he's 2 or 3 lizards in one suit.
Oh my!
It's like a bit much for one lizard to.
We also do cloning too. We have cloning technology. We can clone.
Of course.
I thought he was going to say we also do kids' birthday parties. You do kids' birthday parties?
I'd book you. Sheer cost for a bar mitzvah.
That's right, they do bar mitzvahs too.
Bar mitzvahs.
A fun fact: clones can't be fat.
Well, I'm sorry, what?
So, like human clones, like once you clone like a human, so say like an Al Sharpton who kind of has like a belly. We cloned him, and there's actually we couldn't get it to get him fat, so he kind of looks skinny, and humans are starting to realize this, and it's a problem, and also too we have control of the weather technology. I don't know if you've heard of HARP. Yeah, we like we control it as much as we can. I mean, the Earth is kind of going through a weird cycle right now. Some call it the grand solar minimum. But you know, we can control like sometimes like tornadoes or like odd snowstorm here or there.
The grand
just to kind of fuck with the humans a little bit, you know, and fuck with the Trump voters. You know, well, this poor tornado in the middle of America, and you know, it's kind of fuck with them. You know.
So once again, is the lizards trying to help or hurt humanity?
We're trying to guide them. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to guide them. We're just like it's just like, you know, a child. It's just like you just have to, like, in a kind of covert way, you kind of like, you don't directly do it, but in an indirect way, you just kind of have to like guide.
So we'll call them lizards, or maybe just the elites. And what you're saying is,
they're not all elites are lizards, but all lizards are elites.
Oh, okay. And then in 2016, you're saying Trump upset this.
Yes.
They weren't happy, were they?
This is what I mean. We're peeling the lizard back. It's a very normal narrative.
Yes.
I mean, how is this different from...
Yeah, it makes about as much sense as religion. I do concede that.
Well, that couldn't agree more.
I have one caveat here to
sure, and then James is back. We're gonna
about as much sense as Islam,
So how are humans different from species in that humans are self-conscious? They can manipulate.
Wait, can I just stop you for 1 second? Because I'm going to need you to rephrase your question.
Yeah, because humans are a species.
Humans. Thank you. Humans are a species. So how are they different?
How are they different from other species?
I would say
they're also not the only species that is self-conscious.
Yes, in fact, I'll give you my model. I basically, if you've heard my shtick on this channel, I'm going to do it really fast. I only have 5, and I'm only going to go over the last thing because that's all you care. That's all humans have a bias for.
6 levels of evolution.
The brain, the mind, consciousness, sentience, and introspection. So we care about introspection. We tend to be a very introspective species, and that's what sets us apart from the others. That and opposable thumbs.
And can these other species
and we can still interbreed.
And ladies and gentlemen, freeze.
Yeah.
I want you to. I'm going to do a prediction, and you have to promise to make that sentence that you are about to say. But I'm going to say it's the ultimate example of the "have we gone to the moon" fallacy. That if you've been on this channel, you know. No, continue. Say it. What were you about to say?
So, what makes humans different
from
other species, such as what we see as like lions, tigers, like any species you could think of as non-human? Is
only one thing? We can adapt our environment to us instead of the other way around.
Exactly.
And I would say,
and that can include other planets too.
Yes, but we're about to be caught up because chimpanzees and bonobos are in the Stone Age, so they'll probably follow us down the road.
So I was just going to add that humans have this amazing ability to sweat through their pores that almost no other animal does. The horses display it a little bit with the lather they make, but to sweat through individual pores is something that is unique to humans and served us very well on our evolutionary path when we were basically persistence hunters and used to out-endure our prey. And so the ability to cool your body down by sweat is one that is uniquely human.
Pigs can't do that, and that's why they roll around in mud to cool down. But specifically only mud. They're not actually dirty animals.
Dogs can't do that, so they pant.
Yeah, they pant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's just one attribute of humans that is different than, all the others in the animal kingdom. There's other attributes like opposable thumbs and like a higher cognitive.
Used to manage a pet shop. One day had a guy come in looking for doggy Gatorade. Like I said, dogs don't sweat.
The opposite thing I've ever heard.
I said, dogs
like. It's what dogs crave.
Don't. Yeah, I said dogs don't sweat. They don't need electrolytes like that. But yeah,
but it's only what plants crave.
It's what plants crave. Yeah.
And we're gonna get James in because we only have 10 more minutes, and then we're going to the after show on Discord. But it has been fun, dare I say, enlightening on the topic.
Really?
James Wolfe, we have been talking about the New World Order.
Lizard people.
Lizards people, and all the way
lizard lives matter.
in between.
They do. They matter.
But see, even in that I'll get myself on tangents. But James Wolfe, help us out. What are your feelings about the topic, the video, or anything we've been talking about tonight?
Sorry to you guys can hear me, can't you?
We can. Yeah.
Welcome to the terrarium.
I know that's something you're not supposed to say, but anyway. It's been a wild ride, guys. Really enjoyed it. My half day working, listening to you guys. Yeah, but it's really interesting. But I won't keep you for too long. But this is a subject that really sort of enlives my fascination, shall we say, because of it sort of evokes all sorts of science fiction imagery, and you kind of
you're cutting out
there a little bit. Yeah,
at imagery, that was the last thing we heard.
Science fiction. Yeah,
it definitely has been enlightening.
Makes you think.
Having your brain sodomized.
Well, the funny thing is, it's good in two ways. In the lighter version, you could see how just harmful it is trying to push the global. We have it where globalism is normally, oh my God, everyone's going to be trading with each other. It's normally, oh my God, minorities, women, and the LGBTQ are specifically being pushed by this group. And so if you take the lizards out and just put in elite, you understand their narrative that they are speaking. That's all I would try to say. There are people, apparently, I'm not convinced that lizard. I love you. Welcome aboard. And like I said, has been a good satirical version of your view. I still have disagreements.
Next time you want to do one of these, Lizard, I'll actually coach you through it, because there's a lot better aspect of the conspiracy theories out there.
But so do you think it's a tactic to try and other the elites, basically, sort of make them other than human, make them...
Oh, sure. It is the populist go-to. Yeah. I mean, the reason that I was trying to drill home with, I hate to keep bringing him up, but with Trump is it's just an if you can just make an other, there's these rich assholes that are controlling everything, and the problems in your life, the reason why society is degrading and your favorite insert religion is going backwards is because these insert elites that are controlling the media and the press, and they are pushing their narratives in the school and evolution and LGBTQ and insert. And so, I mean, that is just an extreme form of it, or just a satirical form to get the same point across.
Well, yeah. Amy has had somebody say on the show before, you really just think everybody in the world is just all going to join hands and sing Imagine by John Lennon, and we're all going to live in happiness and peace? Well, actually, yeah, that's exactly what she wants.
We are moving better angels of our nature. Yeah. If you look, it's trending in almost every direction. Now, yes, we're talking at a time where, whether you consider them an ally or not, there is war going on in the world. But the overall trend is actually that there is less war, that there is less bad things by almost every metric.
it's so shocking that you would have one country just attack another, because that never happens anymore, really.
Well, and I find that there's many reasons for going to war. Religion is a great one. Land is unfortunately another great one. And because we have kind of spread out, we've hit the globe. There is nowhere else to spread. And so things are very calm. That's not to say there's not going to be wars, land wars, religious wars.
Rumors of wars.
It's going to keep on going on because humans keep on humaning. But
wars
we are
or
hopefully
rumors
going
of
in the
wars
right.
even.
Yeah. Hopefully we're going in the right direction, though.
Humans need to be guided.
I think it's funny that James mentioned John Lennon, because Imagine is considered to be the atheist anthem, whereas all Christians think that it's a song about Jesus.
Yeah.
How would you get like a song about Jesus out of that?
Makes sense.
He said,
Imagine there's no heaven.
In that song, he said there'd be no religion to die for.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to do a version of that song. I'm probably going to do a cover of it and upload it just because I love that song. And there's a darker version of it by A Perfect Circle that I'm obsessed with.
Okay, cool.
And I'm sorry, Jay. I saw James. You said your audio gave out. You're free to come back on anytime, and we will get you on here. I see also Owen. Owen, I think you're going to be our last. See, Science, are you really going to do this to us? Which is amazing. I'm teasing you because I love it when you guys come on, but I wish you guys come on earlier.
And Amy, considering those conspiracy theories, I mean, aliens. Do you really think that they exist and we have a working Stargate, for instance? I mean, everyone knows that CGI. It's not possible. No one has a working Stargate.
It's
to
true.
go and see the aliens. I mean...
Oh my goddess.
Can't happen. It can't happen.
God damn it, this is how the lizards get through.
You know, it's a miracle that we have all this technology, and to think that just humans played a part in it is kind of amazing.
Is it though?
It's, just progress. It's long sustained progress.
Over
I think
thousands of years.
Showed up without any previous sort of more primitive technologies, But that's
once
not
we got away from religion and started looking at science.
Pretty fast, didn't it, James? Yeah.
I can't help it. I'm being tantalized in the back of chat with just people's views. So with that being said, Owen, we are Midnight Ranting on the New World Order. We only have a few minutes left, but we're welcome to have you join the conversation.
Literally a few minutes.
We are looking for your thoughts on the topic, the video, or anything that we've been talking about tonight.
Hey, Nick.
Hello, Amy. Thank you for having me. Yes, I do believe aliens do exist because we cannot prove that they do not exist. Anything that's foreign to our current planet is considered alien, and we see foreign things all the time.
Okay. So you mean things are alien to us as they're foreign, not as in there is a living beings out there that we have direct evidence.
Although there almost certainly are out there somewhere.
I believe in aliens to other countries when they cross borders. I do believe.
Well, something is foreign that could be found within the deep sea. We find stuff all the time that's extraterrestrial, deep sea, in the earth, microscopic stuff that comes from outer space that can't be explained. All of it's extraterrestrial, all of it's foreign. So aliens have to exist. And just thinking that if one believes in God, which I don't believe in an invisible man in the sky.
I'll bite. If we find stuff that can be explained, but we know it's alien, how did we know it's alien if it can't be explained?
Well, it's alien. It's alien when we first come into contact with it. Then once we give it a name and get familiar with it and study it, then it's no longer alien. Because we're always discovering stuff, such as, for the lack of a better example, COVID. There's always something that's new, that's discoverable, that we cannot comprehend, that is foreign until it's not.
Okay.
I think that's kind of playing with the word alien.
Yeah.
A bit too much.
Yeah,
I mean, if we're talking about little green men, that's a little bit different.
You're going back and forth between usage of alien as something outside of your country and outside of the planet.
It's conflation between several definitions, because you can say somebody's an alien when they're not a sort of citizen of your country. You can say something's alien when something's unfamiliar to you. But obviously, in the context we're talking about here, we mean alien as in not originating from any place on Earth and instead originating in the universe.
Well, he's also referring to a concept. So, like, when you find stuff that's under sea, like at the bottom of the sea level of a different civilization, that would be alien from our interpretation of our Christian history.
That's the concept.
Guys, I'm gonna get I don't know. Is C Science? Are you back here to get in? I'll add you, but we're gonna have like intro outros because
they might just be here to spam links.
I'm okay if you want to share links with the panel. That's fine. But do you want to join the panel?
Their channel?
While you're doing that, I am going to add James Wolfe in case he wanted to say anything. But we are about to head to outros.
Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say sorry about the technical difficulties, and yeah, thanks for today. You guys have been awesome. Thanks very much.
Thanks, James.
Absolutely.
Even if just for a couple of seconds. Where are you from? What state are you from?
Oh, I'm New South Wales, Penrith, Sydney.
Nice. Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. Good, nice to talk to you guys. Finally,
I'm in WA, so yeah, I'll be taking your money very soon.
Oh yeah, right. You got it. All right, take care, guys.
Thanks, mate.
Good night.
If I could respond.
In a second, we are about to team it up so that we can go into our outros and then into the after show on Discord. But we are Midnight Ranting on the New World Order. So if you guys have questions for each other, now's the time to get them out.
I just wanted to respond to the statements that are in the back chat that were made when I gave my commentary. So if something is from outer space outside the Earth and it comes into the Earth and lands in the sea, even though it's from outer space, we could find it in the sea, find it in land, underground. Where its origin is, we would have to determine that once we investigate and are able to determine, hey, it doesn't come from inside space or underground, but in fact, it does come outside the Earth. There has to be life outside the Earth.
Right. Well, the time to believe that is when we have evidence that it comes from outside the Earth. And at the moment, unless you want to present some evidence, we don't have any evidence that any life has come from, and which is called panspermia, by the way, if you're talking to the actual sort of hypothesis about it. But we don't have any solid evidence that any life has come from outside the Earth. We can sort of use abductive reasoning to say there's a probability there is life somewhere outside the Earth in the universe, just because it's such a vast place. And if life is naturally occurring, then it's an almost certainty that there is some. But we don't know or have any evidence to conclude there is any life, or that the life on this planet came from somewhere else.
Although define life.
Any organic organism.
That is one definition of life, but there may be definitions we don't understand. You look up at the sky, you see stars. Those stars are
that's the definition that I'm using, so we can go with that one.
So we're going with that one.
Sure.
You're right. We cannot readily go to space to discover life outside of Earth. However, saying that life is not outside of Earth and that God or science only populated life on our planet and no other planet would be obtuse.
I didn't say that. I said that we have no reason to believe it. I didn't say that I believe that it didn't happen. Do you understand the difference between those?
I do.
I think I can also say with about 100% certainty that science didn't create life on this planet.
Well, you can't say that for sure, because I mean, if an alien species created life, which I have heard that sort of idea before, that if life on Earth was created by an alien species, then science may well have created life. But I don't see any reason to believe that because there's no evidence for it.
Well, for now, I'm still going with the fact that we know that RNA can form spontaneously. RNA makes DNA, so I think we've got pretty much enough to conclude that it could have happened without any intelligence whatsoever.
I think that's the most likely. I really do think that's the most likely, but I wouldn't stretch so far as to say I know that is the case, because at the moment
we'll never know. We'll never know exactly what happened, because we've got 11 working hypotheses, which all could have happened at the same time. So we will never know which of those might have started life on our planet and was the one that survived, because we can have multiple instances of life arising.
We'll get to a level of confidence where we can say, hey, we are confident that this was abiogenesis, that life developed on this planet. Or I think we'll get to a point of, hey,
we will, but the method is what we probably will never figure out unless we get a time machine. Because if we've got 11 ways of from getting from non-life to reproductive cells, then how are we ever going to figure out which one it was?
Now, I will say, because you asked a question, Peter, I'm going to let Mark say something, but then we're going to outros.
I just wouldn't ever make the claim that we'll never know this or never know that. There's a lot of things that as sort of humans, we thought we would never know. You know, we'd never know, you know, the cause of the last ice age, or there's various things we thought we'd never know, and we sort of have figured it out. So I just wouldn't make that claim, because I have no way of knowing what kind of technology will be in the future that we might be able to actually make a confident inference of how it did happen. I'm not saying we will. I'm saying that I wouldn't make the comment.
I hope you would.
I hope we do. I hope you're
That'd
wrong.
be amazing.
And on that notion, or on that note, we are going to move into outros. So I'll let everyone say their final word on any of the responses or the topic tonight. We are going into our Midnight Ranting outros. Thank you so very much, Owen, for joining us tonight. We have been Midnight Ranting on the New World Order, plus some fun back and forth. Hope you had a good time. Where can people find you? And of course, what are your final thoughts?
2 places where people can find me is YouTube channel Dark Clouds. The other one's Question All Things. Amy, I've enjoyed the content for tonight, and I've enjoyed you going from 300 subscribers all the way to close to 1,000. I wish you success on getting over 1,000 and many more subscribers after that. So I came late. I will start coming.
Thank you so very much.
I will start coming in earlier as soon as the panel opened up. Just wanted to say there is more war every day, and capitalists are capitalizing on it. Religion is a war through brainwashing. I do not believe in an invisible man in the sky. And if prayer worked, why call 911? I do recognize that we cannot know the answer to everything. However, ruling out that something is possible, including religion, would be somewhat obtuse, and we should be open-minded to aliens being out there, and why they're not contacting us, or why they've contacted us and the government's covering up, is something that we should discuss with an open mind like we have on this channel. So thank you, Amy, for having me. Thank you, everyone on the panel. Look forward to seeing you all in the future, and see you later.
Absolutely.
In all honesty, I lost.
Here, Owen.
In all honesty, I lost a bit of my admiration for aliens. Now I see that they're using normal microphones instead of some sophisticated technology to hook up the StreamYard.
Inflation is affecting us everywhere.
Even in the Intergalactic Federation. And thank you so very much, Owen.
Contact Lord Xenu.
You're quite welcome.
Speaking of Lord Xenu, I think he's about to come through a Stargate. Peter, we have been Midnight Ranting on the New World Order. It's important to have the in there or else you're going to get sued by DC. Wait, wrong franchise.
That's right.
Says Love the Freak. And we have been specifically looking for your thoughts on the video, the topic, or anything that we have been talking about tonight, as well as where can people find you?
Well, as far as the topic for tonight, I get really annoyed when I see preachers like that grifting and preying on gullible people in their church and feeding them loads and loads of bullshit about a new world order, when in fact they want to be that new world order. They want to take over. They want to have the power. And then when they get that power, it'll be their rules. And we'll have a kind of a Christian Sharia law, which in some states in the US, we're getting pretty close with these ridiculous laws that are being passed. So, yeah, I would prefer to not have that kind of new world order. I do think that humanity as a whole would benefit if we finally came to the conclusion that this is one Earth and we should share it. And the whole idea of countries, I think it's ridiculous. People should be able to live wherever they want, travel wherever they want. And yeah, I'm not entirely sure if a global government wouldn't work. It would just be a normal move in a country. In big countries, you've got a federal government, and then you've got state governments, and then you've got the cities that have their own laws and rules. It already works. It's just one step further along the way. I think it would work, but we need something where there's not one person at the head of a government. I think that is a bad choice. It should be some sort of council. I don't know. Those are my ideas, and as far as aliens go, I mean, I don't know. I think they might already be here and be gods. So, yeah.
Hello.
Makes sense.
My one true goddess, the goddess Hathor. I love her, and she's on Twitter, so she's real.
Go get it.
That's true. Hey,
thank you again for having me, Amy. I will follow my goddess up to another Goa'uld world and see what is going on there.
Thank you so very much, Peter. Lovely having you on as always. And once again, just feels good to be able to travel via Stargate.
As always.
It is.
And all right.
Who's next? Mark.
Mark, what is up? We are Midnight Ranting on, a very light topic, as always, the New World Order, where we watched a video, but I want to know along with our commentary, want to know your thoughts about the topic the video itself or anything we've been talking about? And where can people?
Yeah, I'm so sorry I missed the video, but I can simply imagine the kind of New World Order Christianity kind of thing. Look, I think that you really touched on what's happening here, and that's that you've got a denomination or a sect of Christianity here that are basically othering the authority figures. They're trying to say, hey, the authority figures aren't human. So I think the natural lead-in that the church would do from there is basically say, hey, don't trust them, trust us. We'll guide you right. And don't trust them, don't listen to them. And it's all about, as societies have gone on, they're becoming more and more secular. Churches, in comparison to how they used to be, phenomenally powerful, are getting elected. Oh, thanks for the Stargate. Apparently, I just walked in. Thank you.
Sorry.
No worries. Yeah, and they're getting less and less power. So I think this is just a natural kind of, don't trust the horrible alien creatures that are taking over your lives. Trust us. As far as sort of the New World Order, and I do agree with Peter to some degree. I think that humans generally, we're kind of blind to the real threats that may be in our lives, and I kind of reference this a lot. Sort of back in 2019, there was an asteroid code OK 2019 that basically almost hit the Earth, and it would have ended our civilization as we know it, and possibly all life on Earth had it hit us. And it came within strike, like sort of in between the moon and us. It was so close on a galactic scale. It was like a bullet hitting a sleeve. And it's things like us that is our enemy. It's not each other. It's things like viruses and other organisms, bacteria that's dangerous to us, and disease. So I think it's both a good idea and quite possibly the most dangerous idea to have one system of government for everybody. And I would 100% agree with Peter. I think he's really right. You would want the setup to be a way that would, like a council or even some other means of putting checks and balances on power so that it wouldn't turn into a tyrannical dictatorship. But who knows?
Any system that would get rid of wars between countries would be good.
Right, because nuclear war is one of the things that we have to be cautious of. It is possibly a species event, and I think that we going forward we have to look at these. Now that we can recognize them, because in the past we haven't been able to recognize an asteroid as possibly a species-ending event. We've got to now look at these things and say, hey, should we really be fighting each other when there's diseases that could, if they get out of Boulder and the like, that could possibly devastate our species? Should we be fighting against each other if there's possibly an asteroid hitting us that could wipe every single one of us out? I think we've got to take a big reality check to what's important and what is actually the threat out there, and why working together is such a better idea than sort of small gains by destroying each other. So I think, but at the same time, like I said, one world government could be incredibly dangerous. So yeah, that's my perspective on it. But thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Mark.
Sorry,
imagine if you had the global defense budget and you could use that for research, for space research, for what we could do when a comet would be heading towards us, but also for medical research. Imagine what that could do.
Yeah, education, all of that stuff. And I also want to point out that why, considering the amount of problems solved by engineers and scientists, why are we being led by politicians? Why aren't we getting the people who actually solve problems to be in charge? And I'll just put that out there that, hey, would this be a better place?
That would be a good idea.
Scientists in charge? Possibly. Scientists also developed the atomic bomb, so possibly not. But I just want to put that out there as, hey, have we ever considered putting scientists and people who actually know their fields in positions of power and entrusting them with responsibility? Perhaps it could go well, perhaps it wouldn't. I don't know.
How dare you? Are you saying we should actually invest and give our trust in the experts in the field?
Maybe, yeah.
Very controversial, very out there.
So many problems. Why aren't engineers being given the power to do stuff? I'm just going to throw that out there. But thank you so much for having me on. Do like and subscribe. Amy's channel deserves your like and subscribe, in my personal opinion. And don't forget to tune in. And come on, if you've got a differing opinion, you think that I'm totally wrong, come on and tell me. I'm happy for you to tell me.
Mark, thank you so very much, and you couldn't have given us a better, if I do say, transition.
Nice.
Oh boy,
lizard!
I'm turned into a lizard.
Oh my God, Mark, no! Let him go! Turn him back! Wait, no, okay. That's just possibly Dr. Kevin. Or who knows? It's Lizard.
Whatever his real name is, that's not
no. I'm a lizard after midnight.
Lizard, of course. And so we are just thankful to have anyone who has an opposing view. Lovely having you on the show. Lizard, we have been talking about the New World Order, a simple topic that you normally talk over breakfast. I hope you had a good time. And of course, what are your final thoughts about the video, anything we've been talking about, or the topic itself?
I just want to say that we lizards, we don't directly control you, but we put the mechanisms in place by manipulating religion and taking advantage of human greed and human need for power and compassion to suit our agenda, in which our agenda is a peaceful world where humans won't think about going to other planets, but they will be really good workers for us, and they won't question authority, and they will trust the experts. That's the world that I want. And there's a lot of negativity out there about like, oh, that's slavery. I'm like, no, it'll all be consensual, and it'll all be, I wouldn't say informed, but people will be, I don't want to say sedated, but they'll be happy. They'll own nothing and be happy. And I think that's like our optimal world to be in. And anybody who questions that is probably dangerous. They're dangerously ambitious, and we don't need that. We need people who don't question authority, and we have the mechanisms in place, but it just seems like, we're just in this chaos right now. But I'm hoping out of this chaos we can peacefully exist, and there won't be too much dissent from our worldview. So that's our goal as lizards. And
thank you.
Maybe some higher up lizards can explain it better than me, but this is
most likely.
This is I'm just the messenger.
Some top level lizards.
Inner circle lizards.
Inner circle lizards. I just want to thank you for joining us, Lizard. Honestly,
I don't know, Dale. Yeah. Well, I don't know what to tell you, Dale.
But thank you. We always enjoy his views other than our own, and it was a lot of fun, Lizard. Thank you.
I gotta go eat some bugs now. I'm hungry.
That's right. Go get some flies.
Gotta get some protein in here.
Some nice mealworms.
Nice mealworm. But James, we have been Midnight Ranting.
What can I say after that?
I know how it's hard to be a headliner after such an opening act, but we have been Midnight Ranting on the New World Order. We've been having some back and forth, and let me tell you, that video was a treat. You were right, man. The wisdom that we gained from that apocalyptic Jesus, give me your money preacher was just fantastic.
Praise the Lord. Jesus is this, he's that, he's this, he's that. Now give me your money. God's got it covered. Don't worry about it. But yeah, thanks guys for coming through this journey with us. At the end of the stream, we watched a video by Pastor John Hagee, a man who very much needed to be in Amy's hot seat. It was a well-deserved time, and he got off easy. We'll probably at some point be taking another look at this pastor because, like people have said, he's been saying this shit for like 40 years on TV, and yeah, none of it ever happens. He's always wrong, but yeah. Anyhow, then moving into the open mic, as you guys know, you run an open mic. You never know who's going to pop up. You never know what's going to happen, but we always engage with people who are on and try to have civil, respectful dialogue, even though we at times get people on who have some very unconventional ideas, unorthodox ideas, but we'll still tell them why they're wrong, why it doesn't make sense. And yeah, we hope you guys like the show. And announcements coming up. I will be going through round 2 with Ken Hovind next month on Standing for Truth. We're getting that set up.
Ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding. And that'll be most likely in May. And then in June, of course, you know, Ken Hovind, he put out the debate challenge and for people. And I've taken that challenge, but Amy is also going to take the challenge. And she will be debating Ken Hovind the following month, most likely in the month of June. So we're getting that set up. Lots more coming down the pipe. So thanks for spending the night with us, and yeah, have a good night.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so very much.
The producer's asleep.
James.
He's taking a nap. So
yeah. Well, once again, it's hard time getting all these lizards in and out. So I understand.
That's right, Nick. Like people who believe in divine command theory, or who love to talk about Hume and his problem of induction.
But we're just sending so much
philosophy
love
wonks.
In fact, we're sending love to everybody out there. I hope you all had a good time on this episode of Midnight Ranting.
Out of time. Is that the lizard?
Order. They're here. But yes, the New World Order. Where tonight we watched a video called The New World Order by Hagee Ministries. And James is right. I think this guy is going to be in our hot seat. Prosperity gospel preachers drive me up the wall, almost like a demon in an exorcism video.
He's, a grifter.
Real big one. Along with some skeptic commentary on top for some conspiracy theory fun, Jesus style. Oh my. Though I want to thank my co-host, James W., along with our guest.
He was waiting for it.
Beamsy, Lizard, Mark, Peter, Ralph, James Wolfe, and Owen.
There it came.
As well as all the people in chat, our awesome mods who make this stream so great. And of course, lovely viewers like you who make this channel even possible. If you enjoy the show, please like, follow, or subscribe, because then you gain access to that bell icon, which when hit will give you access to reminders for our premieres and to join our live streams. Or hey, why not leave a comment once the video is done? After the show, we will be heading over to the Skeptic and Ranting Discord server, the link of which is in the description below and will be in chat. Lastly, if you'd like to help us make even more content, we offer some perks for our supporters by checking out our Patreon at patreon.com/Amy Newman. I am Amy Newman, and we will see you all on the next episode of Skeptic Ball Z. Good night, everyone. Mwah.